I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. Breaking news, Big Juke's funeral being held in Memphis. But why after they were warned not to? Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly. Drop a 1 if my audio is right. Drop a 1 if you can hear me clearly, if my audio is right. All right. I want to salute everybody that's catching this on the replay. I want to salute everybody that's watching from the clouds. I want to salute all my moderators. I want to salute the whole Rock Squad. I will be dropping a link shortly. So if anyone would like to hit the panel with me, feel free to hit the panel. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Let me see who we got in chat with me today. Salute 80s, baby. Salute positive vibes. Salute. Salute brown sugar. Beautiful night, man. Salute Tammy. Salute. Salute Goon. Salute Goon. Appreciate you for pulling up, Goon. Salute Ebet. Andrea. Salute. Salute Messy Gossip. Salute. Let's chop it up, y'all. Let's chop it up, Rock Squad. So allegedly, and this is allegedly, I have to say allegedly, but allegedly, they're actually going to have Big Juke's funeral in Memphis, allegedly. Also, I've heard that they're going to be having his funeral at the same funeral home that young Dolph had his funeral. Now, I don't know. All this is allegedly. All this is allegedly. You know, from sources, you know, that say they from Memphis, say they live in Memphis, you know, that send me emails, you know, on what's going on. So all of this is allegedly. No, I haven't talked with Gotti. No, I haven't talked with nobody that's related to Big Juke. Salute Ben Walker. Salute. I see you down there. Let me get everybody to wish Ben Walker a late happy birthday. Let me get everybody to wish Ben Walker a late happy birthday. My bad, Ben Walker. But yeah, so all of this is alleged, you know, and you know, I be in the YouTube streets just like everybody else. I do listen to other content creators. You know, shout out to all the content creators, you know, that's out there in the YouTube streets. So I'm just basically piggybacking off of what's going on, what's being said in the YouTube streets, as well as what's being sent to me. You know, salute, Mike. Appreciate you for pulling up, Mike. Salute. I see you down there. So I believe it was 2 weeks ago. When they gunned down Big Juke. And you know, the funeral is definitely has to take place. Salute, Caramel. I see you down there, Caramel. Appreciate you for pulling up, Caramel. Now, if the majority of the people feel like they shouldn't have this funeral in Memphis because fear of Big Juke's funeral being shot up, what will make them have this funeral? And not only the streets, and not only if other people I'm sure they feel the same way. Salute Eartha. Salute Eartha. Positive Vibe says, I heard that already had his funeral and it was private. Salute Spoken Facts. Salute Spoken Facts. I've heard that too, Positive Vibes. I've heard that too, that they had the funeral and it was private. Salute Rosemary. If they had the funeral and if it was private, I'm sure somebody would have took a picture. I'm sure footage of that private funeral would have got leaked. I'm sure of that. But that's not to say that they didn't have a funeral already. Strong possibility that they did have a funeral. So I've heard the same thing that you heard as well, Positive Vibes, that they already had the funeral. But if in the event that they didn't already have the funeral and they planning on having that funeral in Memphis, is it a good idea? Drop a 1 if y'all feel like having Juke's funeral in Memphis is a good idea. Drop a 2 if you feel it's a bad idea. Then Walker says, I heard it was yesterday, Shank. Right. I've heard it also. You know, that they already had the funeral. I heard that it was a private funeral. But then I'm hearing that they didn't have the funeral and they're planning on having it and they're going to have it in Memphis. My thing is, if they had the funeral in Memphis, what's the chances of that funeral getting shot up? I'm sure they would have heavy police protection. I'm sure of that. I'm sure the funeral director, I'm sure the funeral home, as well as Big Juke's family, definitely would request heavy police presence. And in a situation like this, you know, it's definitely warrant for police presence. Now, I also want to chop it up with y'all as far as, do y'all think Big Juke was the intended target? Do y'all think Big Juke was the intended target? Nobody else but Juke and the security guard got shot. I mean, and it was an opportunity, in my opinion, just going off of, you know, the information, they could have easily got Gotti. I know people say, but Gotti had heavy security. Not the footage that I seen. Not from the footage that I seen. Gotti ain't had 20 security guards around him. So if that was the case, and if they got their target, Juke, what would be the purpose of them shooting up the funeral? What would be the case of them shooting up the funeral? Let me drop this link. What would be the purpose of them shooting up the funeral? I did hear Big Juke took a bullet or two in the face. I did hear that. I did hear that, you know, it definitely was going to be a closed casket. How do y'all feel about Gotti that next day? I believe it was the next day after Big Juke got killed. Gotti performed in Detroit. Me personally, you know, once he was, because I heard a lot of people bashing Gotti for that, but that show was already booked way before Big Juke got gunned down. So was Gotti supposed to mess up his business arrangements, or was he supposed to went through with the business arrangement? In my opinion, because I've been there, in my opinion, I think that it was no disrespect. I don't, some people was like, yeah, that's even more evidence that Gotti set his brother up. Look, Gotti didn't care nothing about his brother because he's at a show, he's performing, and he know his brother just got killed. He was obligated to perform at that show. I know some people say, but Shank, he already got money. He could have refunded that money back. I mean, yeah, but see, this one thing that I will say in Gotti's defense, and anybody else out there that lost a loved one, because when my mother had passed away, I kept working. And my co-workers and my supervisor was telling me, man, you just lost your mother. Go home, go home. But I knew if I sat at home, I knew that it was easy for me to get into a dark place. So, because I dealt with death so many times before. So everybody deal with death differently. So for me, I wanted to just work to keep my mind off of my mother's passing away. So everybody deals with death differently. I don't think Gotti performing at that show in Detroit, I don't think that's him disrespecting his brother. Nah. I don't think that that's a clear sign of him having something to do with his brother getting killed. Nah. We don't know what was going on in Gotti's mind. So we don't, well, I'm not going to say, I don't like to jump to conclusions just because a person moved differently from how I would move. Yeah, that's allegedly, Mike, Jook put money on Dolph. That's allegedly, that's what the streets, salute PM channel, salute. That's what the streets, that's what people been saying for the longest time. So allegedly, Juke did put money on Dolph head. Now, when it comes to Big Juke, losing his life, I mean, hey, I don't promote violence, but you live by the sword, you die by the sword. You can't be out here moving like that. And then when karma spins the block, it is what it is. Right, Ben Walker. Ben Walker says Gotti was under contract. He had to perform. The full life. Salute the full life. Mike says Juke deserved it. But you're right, Ben Walker. Gotti was under contract, so he had to perform. And I know some people, again, that say, man, he should have broke that contract. Yeah, you don't want to do bad business. Business is business. At the end of the day, business is business. Rain, sleet, hell, whatever it is, business is business. Business is business. So let me find out who all feels as though they shouldn't have that funeral in Memphis, or if they already had the funeral, how many of y'all feel like they should not have that funeral in Memphis because somebody gonna shoot that funeral up? I don't think they would shoot the funeral up. After a couple days went by and I really started to really look at it, I don't think nobody would shoot that funeral up. Salute, Whoa, NK, salute. I don't think nobody would shoot the funeral up because I think that their target was Big Juke.
Bro,
talk to me, Mike.
Shit, I think I think what you was saying earlier, what the karma type shit, I think Juke just got karma.
Yep.
Because it's like, you know how it go. When you got blood on your hands, bro, it's like you gotta move accordingly.
Yep.
Only reason Dolph is moving like that so comfortable because Dolph know he ain't never killed nobody before, so he felt like Dolph knew people wanted to kill him because he said it in his songs, but I feel like Dolph just felt like because he was talking about it in an interview, he was saying like you can't live your life in fear, you know what I mean? But the crazy part is, it's like when you do live your life in fear, you do live longer because you move. You ain't, you feel me, as much comfortable as you would be. But Dolph is basically saying, shit, I can't live my life in fear. Basically, like, I know niggas want to get me, but you feel me? Until then, I gotta have fun. I understand that though.
I feel you. Like, I mean, salute. Appreciate that cash donation for life. Appreciate that cash donation for life. Salute, Mari. Salute, Mari. Yeah, it's like you can't live your life in fear. You can't. Now, you know how I feel. You know, you can move accordingly. You
Mm-hmm.
know, for somebody like Big Juke. Okay, let's look at Dolph. You know, maybe Dolph just thought that they was gonna keep it on records. Maybe Dolph ain't think it was gonna escalate to actual street ish, but maybe he did.
No, Dolph knew.
But
You know they been trying to kill him.
right, because they right. So what why do you think Dolph was moving lightly like that?
Like he said on the interview, he said, "You can't live your life in fear." You know what I mean?
Right,
When you living your life in fear, you ain't really living. Like, you know what I mean? If you wake
right,
up every day, cause like think about everybody, every rapper who ever died, Tupac, Biggie, just whoever, whatever rapper. When people die, people don't just wake up like, oh, what if somebody killed me today? You know what I mean? When you wake up in the morning, you ain't just thinking, oh, what if somebody shoot me today? Like, you know what I mean? Who just, you feel me?
right. I
Not
feel
saying
you.
you shouldn't be thinking like that. I'm just saying like nobody really thinking about like, feel me? What if I die today? Like, you know what I mean? Nobody just wake up and expect that to happen. But you got beef, you got to move a certain type of way. Dolph wasn't really supposed to be moving like that because it's like he had real haters. You know what I mean? Not saying he
Right,
deserved to die. I'm just saying when you got people real deal hate you and envy you, bruh, you gotta move accordingly. I ain't gonna lie. Not just cause Dolph is a evil ass dude who deserved to die, but you got haters. You feel me? Jesus had haters. Like
right.
haters are real, bro. Haters are dangerous. A hater will kill you before an enemy kill you.
Yeah, they will. Yeah,
Cause
they
the
will.
haters are the biggest enemies. You know what I mean?
And the hater is right there sitting beside you.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Just like
straight drop.
Jesus' own disciple killed them, like
Eh,
for some silver. So it's like you gotta watch the ones in your circle, bro. If you got 10 friends, 5 of them gonna be fake. If
Yep.
you got 5 friends, 3 of them gonna be fake. You know what I mean? So you gotta really choose, yo. That's why I don't really even. I be with family, but I ain't gonna lie, family too. Can you feel me?
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know what I mean. Just
And
because somebody your family don't mean that they your family.
family will set you up quicker than somebody else would.
Look at Cain and Abel.
And
Cain
you
and
right.
Abel was brothers.
And Jesus couldn't put his finger on which one of the disciples, but he knew one of them. And ain't that what he told me? He said, one of y'all going to deceive me. He couldn't put a finger on
Mm-hmm.
which one, but he knew
Remember they
one
was.
of
Remember at the Last Supper, the first dude who grabbed the bread first, that was the same dude who
them. Yep.
set Jesus up.
Yep.
And Jesus even said he like, oh yeah, you grabbing the food, but you ain't praying first. Jesus
Yep.
already knew it. Like, oh
He
yeah, I can see
already
he
knew.
gonna be the same nigga to kill me.
He already
Cause you
knew.
supposed to
Yep.
pray before you eat. So it's like, but I feel like in our community, we got to work on. You ever heard of something called conflict resolutions?
Yes. Yes.
Conflict revolution. We gotta like, cause I feel like with the Dolphin Gotti John, it was serious, but at the same time, everything could have been avoided with just a simple conversation.
Right.
In our community, I feel like sometimes they go from 0 to 100, but it's like all these situations, even Biggie and Tupac, like just all these beefs, like why we beefing with each other so much? You know what I mean? I know why we beefing with each other, but I'm saying like we ain't each other enemy. You feel me? You black,
Right.
I'm black. We can all get money together. But I feel where Dolph is coming from though, because when somebody hating on you, how can you get money with a hater? You know what I mean? It's impossible. So it's like we just got to stop being so hateful towards each other.
So I went
Black
over.
man killing black man.
Yeah, I went through some old Dolph's interviews, and one of the interviews that he done, I think it was with Charlemagne and them. I'm not sure. Don't quote me, but he was mentioning that he was basically fronting Big Juke some bricks, He was
Nah,
basically,
Dolph ain't never sold bricks. Dolph was
okay.
selling weed and shit. Listen to any one of Dolph's songs and tell me that he ever rap about bricks. He ain't never even mentioned bricks. That's Gotti whole feel me, even though Gotti be rapping about his brother lifestyle. Gotti ain't even cause you will hear rappers talking about I forgot I think Rick Ross said this shit like, I lost 100 bricks or I lost 50. Nigga, how you lose 50 bricks and you ain't never been to jail before?
Right, right, right,
You hear how these rappers can just say anything like, I lost 20 bricks yesterday, nigga. If you lost 20 bricks, you would at least got arrested for one.
right.
These niggas be making up fairy tales, but it's like Dolph was fronting Jook on the weed aspect though, because
Okay, then.
Dolph had like a plug in Oakland.
Right, right,
You
right.
know who Burner is? The dude who owned cookies.
I
It's a
heard
dude
of
named Burner.
yeah.
Yeah, Dolph was plugged in with Burner. He was like from Oakland and shit. He was like a Mexican dude, but dude had the best weed in Memphis though. Dolph was fronting Jook and shit when he came home from prison.
So that is true. That is
Yeah, he
true.
was fronting him. That's when Gotti was still broke though. Gotti didn't really start popping until like 2014, 2015. When it first started, they was all struggling.
How long was Dolph out? Was Dolph out way back in the
Dolph
or
came out probably around like 2010, 2011.
see, I never knew that. I'm thinking Dolph just popped on the scene like, but you know what? He had to
I've
been
been
out.
listening to him because Gucci Man, he used to be on Gucci
Yeah,
Man mixtapes.
yeah, yeah,
Like if you was ever a Gucci Man fan,
yeah, yeah,
Gucci Man and had Dolph like on every mixtape. Like
yeah, yeah.
I forgot that album they did together, but they had did a mixtape together. And I started hearing about him and shit. But when I first heard Dolph, I thought he was from Atlanta though. But
Right,
he just fucked with Atlanta. He ain't even from Atlanta for real.
right. Well, you get ready to have my chat turned up. Boy, I got some weed smokers. I got some smoke.
Yeah, yeah, this
You,
Jook.
look, you can turn your camera back on, boy. You get ready to have my chat lit. A couple of my moderators and some folks in my chat, boy, they get ready to start hollering at you. Calm down, y'all. Calm down. Calm down.
But I just feel like in our community, like I was saying earlier, we got to work on conflict resolutions because it's like
Yeah,
even if you think about Dolph and Gotti beef, what was they really arguing about? A female? You know what I mean?
right,
Everything be about a female, bro.
right, right.
You feel me? But you
I
can't
feel
really
you.
blame the females. You got to blame the niggas. You feel me?
You right.
Females
You
can't
right.
make us kill each other. It's about me and
You
you,
right.
like
Yeah.
for real. Niggas don't. Niggas
The
be.
female,
But I don't really
it's an
blame
ego
Gotti though,
thing,
because that's
bro.
that's his baby mama. So it's like you feel me?
Yeah.
Niggas be
It's
mad
an
for their
ego
baby mama.
problem. It's an
Yeah.
ego thing. And you're right. You can't blame the females at all, but it's the ego thing. It's an
Yeah.
ego thing. We get in our feelings and our ego get the best of us. Bruh,
Mm-hmm.
she belonged to the community. See, look, I already got two of them already. Ben, Beautiful Nightmare. They all now Beautiful Nightmare gonna say she quit. Yeah, 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 all right. But
Niggas
you
be mad about their baby mama.
know, yeah,
Like
and
nigga, let your baby mama have fun. That's what I
right,
don't really get by niggas. Niggas that be like, I don't want to see you happy unless I'm the reason. Like
right,
nigga,
right.
you crazy.
And this what I tell people all the time. This when you really got to really learn the rules of the streets. And because the streets, now I ain't saying to be in the streets, but if you going to be in the streets, then learn the rules of the streets.
Mm-hmm.
I hope y'all heard me. I'm not
Even though it ain't
saying,
no rules.
right, it's some rules though. It's some rules. I'm not saying to be in the streets, but I'm
Who
saying
enforced the rules though?
the rules were set up long time ago.
I don't think the streets got no rules. Cause when I was in the streets, I know I ain't trust nobody.
What year was you? What generation? Okay, I'm from the
But
'70s.
I'm from like 2000s though. Like we
Okay,
don't
you from
feel
the
me.
2000s.
Niggas
Now
don't really care no more.
I'm from the '70s when
It was structured back then, like
it
structured
was
leaders.
structured. Like
Yeah.
any and everybody couldn't be on the block. Like
Mm-hmm.
like today, any and everybody can sell dope.
Yeah.
Back then,
A
you if
kid can sell dope.
yeah, back then you could just know any and everybody could get on that block. You know, and if you was on that block, you was doing what it is that you do. Like some people stole cars. Okay, just because they stole cars didn't mean that they could sell dope. Just because they sold dope don't mean they was a hitter. So it was a structure. Now,
Yeah, and you couldn't just kill nobody back then.
you couldn't do
You had
that.
to ask like 10 people just to kill
Yeah,
one person,
yeah,
because it wasn't just
yeah,
I'm finna do a
yeah,
drive-by and kill these
yeah.
kids and go back
And it
home. It was structure.
and it really had to be for reasons like somebody
Mm-hmm.
snitched. Somebody snitched. You know, it had to be. It had to be for something. It couldn't just be behind no female because it was two types of females back then. It was the females that was in the streets, and it was the females that wasn't in the streets. And back then, the only females that really was in the streets was the prostitutes, was the hookers, was the hoes.
Yeah,
You feel you
they
get where I'm
definitely in
coming
the
from?
streets.
So you pretty much already know a hoe was a hoe. She belonged to the community. Now,
But
average
niggas wasn't fighting over prostitutes. You
nah,
feel me?
nah,
I ain't never
nah,
see two pimps shooting each other over a prostitute.
nah,
I just
nah.
seen them both getting money. Like,
Right,
not saying that's good, but
right. So it was just structured back then, whereas though it's no structure. Even the gang banging, it was structured. What's going on now? They would have got killed by their own gang. Their own
yeah.
gang would have DP'd them
But that's
because
because gangs didn't start off as bad. Gangs really
bingo,
started off as keeping the community protected against the other people.
bingo. We
Because
spoke
we didn't
about this on
start
the
gangs.
last.
Gangs started like Italians, the Irish, the French. They came over here like the 1900s, and they created gangs. Before that, we didn't have gangs.
Right.
Black men never been gangsters. We just been people who've been trying to
Survive.
survive within the system.
Survive.
Within the system, like. But our gangs started off as positive, but now they ain't positive no more. But it started off as like protecting the community, governing your community.
Well, you make me want puff.
Yeah, like govern. That's what we got to start back doing too. Governing our communities. So what happened to that? Like a black woman shouldn't have to call the police if you feel me. A got robbed her. She should call the community. Like
Right.
I wish it was like that, but now it's like we lost that. We lost that ability because we lost the ability to govern our household. If you can't govern your household, how can you govern the community?
We got soft, bro.
A
We got
community is
soft.
just a makeup of households. That's
Yeah.
what make up the tribe, the village.
The
It's
men
make up
got
of,
as men, we got soft.
I won't say we got soft. I just say we got removed.
We got
You
soft.
remember when the FBI killed the leaders and locked everybody up?
Right. And
It's
so we
not
got
that black man soft. We just
we
lost
got
our ability to have political power.
we got soft. You know what I mean? We really got soft. Remember the last demonstration that I done? What you say? You said the fathers ain't around. Where the fathers at? Remember? You know where the
They in
fathers at?
jail.
You know where the fathers at?
They
In
got
the
locked
house.
up in the 80s.
No.
The crime bill came.
I'm gonna tell you where the fathers at. In the house eating cereal, playing video games.
Bro,
You hear me?
not everybody is like on that type of time though. I know
Hey,
real
bro,
men.
though, real talk. The fathers
I know
today,
dudes who's selling drugs 10 hours a day on the block, bro. They
yeah,
ain't got
the
time.
men today, they in the house eating cereal, playing video games. 40 and 50-year-old men playing video games.
Then that's what y'all doing.
They better at the video games than the damn little kids is. They know more about the video games than the little kids did.
Dang, that's what y'all be doing.
Nah, hey, bro, I don't do that. I don't do that. I was dealing with a broad a few years ago, and she couldn't understand why I ain't play video games. She said, "Oh, y'all."
I mean, I feel like if you 50, I technically a 50-year-old should be playing video games. Cause look, if you 50, you ain't supposed to be working no more. You supposed to be straight, right?
At 50, you don't supposed to be playing
Yeah.
no video game. And I know I'm stepping on some toes. I know some.
I disagree because 50 is retirement age, right? You retired.
Nah, 65
What
is
50-year-old going to work every day?
65 is the retirement age.
That's bad, then. You ain't supposed to retire at 65, bro. You supposed to already have money though. Like, feel me?
That's how the system's set up.
Not everybody who's 60 working though. I know some 60-year-olds who they already paid, boy. Crackers though.
Getting money.
Yeah, my neighbor like 50, but this man owned like 3 houses in Florida. For real, everybody ain't working forever, but I guess it's about like how fast you can save money though. You know how I go. If you can save
My
money
my
quick,
my
shit, you
my,
don't
my,
gotta work.
my smokers in the chat keep saying, why you keep turning that camera off? They want some of that.
Oh no, cause I'm texting somebody texting me and shit. But yeah, I'm on this gas on the Friday, man. R.I.P. Dolph. I had to spark one for Dolph, man. That shit crazy.
So you were fucking with Dolph real heavy though.
Hell yeah, that's who motivated me to really like. The one rapper I could really say was positive, motivating young niggas to get money. I feel like it was Dolph, bro. Cause when you listen to the nigga music, he ain't even really, even though he be around and see all that killing and murder and shit, he ain't really never promote murder and glorify. You know what I mean? How rappers be glorifying murder. Like, y'all niggas don't even know what y'all rapping about. Y'all niggas, feel me? Don't even. Y'all niggas not even in the Section 8 communities to see that no more. How you in Hollywood talking about murder and shit? Nigga, nigga. These rappers be misleading the kids and shit. Like, talk about money, talk about girls, talk about liquor, nigga, and woman. Why you gotta just keep talking about the same old? You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but that's why I feel like you only got one J. Cole, one Kendrick Lamar. Like, the music industry don't look for them type of rappers. Why we only got one Kendrick, one J. Cole, but it's 100 different niggas talking about guns and talking about this shit why Mick Mill coming home still talking about murder and guns? Like, nigga, you was just crying talking about nigga prison reform. Now you promoting shit that send you to prison.
I feel you. So how you feel? How you feel about the funeral? You think it already happened?
Hmm?
You think they
What you
already
got?
had Big Juke's funeral?
Oh, the funeral. No, I don't think they really had it yet because we would have knew about it. This the social media age.
And that's what I was saying. You think they
It's
should
just
have it in
sad
Memphis?
that Big Jook gone and Dolph gone. It's like at some point people got to sit down at the table and like, cause there's only two ways of working in. It's like if everybody died, the working in, or if it's a peace agreement happen. But I know it ain't gonna never be no peace agreement because it's like people are already gone. Nobody finna wanna, you feel me? Be like, oh no, y'all put the guns down. And that's why I hate when people be saying that. People be like, put the guns down. Nobody telling the police to put the guns down.
Mm-hmm.
But when it come to black people, it's like, oh y'all put the guns down. War not always a bad thing because but the concept of going to war with somebody is to come to a peaceful solution at the end. You know what I mean? No war lasts forever.
You think that's the concept of war?
Yeah, war a good thing because war been going on since Bible times.
How many? Drop a one. Drop a one if y'all feel like war is a good thing. Drop a one if y'all
War,
feel like
war decide. I mean, I won't say war decide, but war finds a solution. Like Russia and Ukraine, this gonna end soon, but both sides ain't gonna never be happy because only one side can win a war.
I never looked at it like that.
Yeah, you had kings in the Bible going to war. Like the war junkie, it's not new. It's just that, like the Bible says, it's a time for war and it's a time for peace. So right now, this is the time for war. Like you ever heard when they say it gotta get worse before it get good? Such and such, like it's gonna get bad before it get good, bro. No, I ain't mean to say it's a good thing. I'm saying like it's a
I know
good
where you're
thing
coming
as in
from.
man finding a solution. It's like the Native Americans and the Indians. The Native Americans ain't finna be like, oh, we love white people after y'all done killed our family and stole our land. Hell no.
Right.
They finna want to go to war into a peace agreement, and that's why it was so many Indian European peace agreements because after the war and okay, the peace agreement, then when you break that peace agreement, that's when the war started back. So it's like the concept of war is to find a solution. Really,
Emma says
it's
war.
just both sides got different solutions how they want it to be. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy, bro. It's like South Korea and North Korea.
Now I feel where you coming from as far as, but Emma says war is not a good thing. I mean,
If it's not good, why is it in the Bible?
right, 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 right.
I
It
thought
is in the
God was
Bible.
only good.
And God, when God sent them into them lands, God told them to kill everything, didn't he?
Exactly.
He said, don't leave none of them alive.
Cause it's like when you know who your enemy is, you gotta come correct. That's why I
Right,
say Dolph wasn't moving accordingly. Cause when you know you got real enemies in life, bro, when you gotta go outside, I go outside comfortable though, cause I ain't really got no beef with nobody. But
right.
if I was like a rapper and I had like beef with people, bro, everywhere I'm going, I got them snipers with me. I ain't gonna lie, like.
You gonna
One thing
have to.
about Dolph is smart though, cause he signed all cousins. Everybody on paper out, them his cousins and shit. Like he ain't just sign people, he signed real family. That's why they killed the wrong person, cause it's like they don't even understand this man. Got a whole label full of cousins.
So how did straight drop get to him though? Because you know it's different things. It's
He went to
different.
high school with Key Glock already. Like he used to, he be around Key Glock. He and Key Glock like from the like same neighborhood. But Straight Drop just got mad though, cause Dolph signed somebody named Bit. You ever heard of somebody named Bit Moochie Great?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bit Mushy Great was Straight Drop Ops.
I
But
think
you
he
feel me,
just came
Dolph?
home. He just came home, didn't he?
Yeah, Dolph ain't really know about no beef. You know, Dolph just want to see everybody get money. Dolph ain't
Right.
thinking about, oh, this nigga beefing with him. Dolph ain't know about none of that shit. So they end up getting mad and they end up getting the bad from Big Jook to kill Dolph. Cause Big Jook knew that was the only people who feel me who was close enough to the situation to know like, oh, such and such. Just like Dolph move, this type of cars he in. So it's like the Jesus situation. They just paid somebody who was already in the circle. You feel me? Cause confusion and kill Dolph. Cause it's like you can't get in your feelings just cause he signed a nigga named Bit Mushy Great. Now that beef don't got nothing to do with Dolph. Dolph ain't even know they was beefing, so Straight Drop end up getting in his feelings and be like, "Oh, you signed my op, such and such. Fuck you." That's when he end up feel me accepting the money that was put on Dolph, and he end up funding the dudes. But Straight Drop ain't killed Dolph. That's what people don't get. He paid the people to do it. Them people you seen the footage.
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah, that's not him. That's not Straight Drop. But Straight Drop, he paid the people to do it basically. But it's
But
like that.
if straight drop paid the people, if he put the bag on it, then how do
He
Juke?
got this. He got the 60,000 and paid the people to do it. Jook paid him though.
Mm,
But Gotti paid Jook, so it's all like it was all just. It all go back to one hating ass nigga, bro. Everything go back to Gotti, bro. That's who the hater was. Like for real. People blaming Jook, but who gave Jook the money? Gotti.
mm.
Jill can't really have an issue with Dolph for real. Jill issue was just like, oh, you beefing with my little brother. You feel me? Jill can't really have no problem with Gotti. I mean, Dolph for real. He was just mad cause he is beefing with his little brother and shit. You know how that shit go. Even Black Youngster don't even know Dolph for real. He just do that cause that's what Gotti, you feel me? Gotti pay him to make music by Dolph, like dissing Dolph and jump. He trying to feed his family, so it's like he got to do that shit and this music and shit.
Wow.
You know, niggas be throwing rocks and hiding their hand and shit, bro. This shit be
Right,
crazy.
right, right.
That's why I say everything go back to one hating ass nigga killing a good nigga. Like, all cause he was in his feelings by the female. You know how I go. This young all over a female, bro. All over because Dolph ain't want to sign. So shit, that's the music industry. That's why I say the music industry is the streets. If you look at it though,
Right.
the music industry is the streets. So don't trust none of these rappers. Like, look at Key Glock. He don't got songs with none of these niggas because they weird as hell. Like, fuck all these rappers, bro. Who you see Key Glock doing songs with?
You right. I just never seen so many rappers lose their life. Like I've never seen it. Never.
I mean, it's not that the rappers losing their life. I won't call them rappers, bro. The streets is making these people look. Cause think about it, every rapper who died was doing what? Hanging around street people. Tupac. I won't. Well, Biggie was still hanging. Biggie wasn't really hanging around street niggas, but he was hanging around the Snake. He was hanging around Diddy. So it's like Tupac, Biggie. Who else died? PNB Rock was in the hood when he died. Everybody who dies like kind of in the streets though. Dolph was in the hood when he died.
Around their own people though. Nipsey Hussle. It's
Yeah,
like they
Nipsey
around
Hussle
their
was still
own
in the
people.
streets around. Well, he wasn't in the streets though, but I'm saying he was in the hood basically. So he was in the streets basically.
Like how you a rolling 60, how you get knocked off by another rolling 60? Make it make
I
sense.
told you it's all jealousy, bro. Niggas already be having built up hatred. Like you ain't finna kill a nigga for calling you a snitch, bro.
No,
That
no.
was either some shit like the police told that nigga to do that, or that was just some shit he was already hating on Nipsey, or some shit probably he was on the wrong drug that day. That could have been the case too.
Yeah, that was
Niggas
something,
gotta.
that was something bigger than that. You hit the man up just off because the man called you a snitch. Man want to see some
No,
paperwork
it
on
had
you.
to be more than that though, because
Right,
if you know you a snitch, you ain't finna get mad at a nigga being like, "Oh, you a snitch."
right. Especially if you moving like that, all right, show me some paperwork. If they say I'm snitching, okay, bring me some paper. That's how the streets work. Where the paperwork?
Yeah, yeah, bro. That's why I say it's like. That's why I say the music industry is the streets for real, bro. Look at these niggas like Diddy and Jay-Z, like these niggas. Snakes for real. This shit like the streets. The streets full of snakes. Everybody know Jay-Z is snake. Everybody know Diddy. Like everybody know these niggas. Like these niggas snakes, bro. Like the streets. It's like the industry. What the only thing is the industry just got more money than the streets. That's all. The streets gonna give you so much money and opportunities.
I just want to know, when it comes to this funeral, is it a good thing? Would it be a good idea to have this funeral, even if it's private? Would it be a good idea to have this funeral in Memphis? What's the possibilities of that funeral getting shot up?
I don't even know. Yeah, I feel like it might do get shot up though, cause Goff was a bit person. Like that's why I said they ain't just kill. They killed the wrong dude, bro. Cause it's so loved in Memphis. Like you know how like Martin Luther King died and everybody was
Mm-hmm.
crying.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you could not kill Martin Luther, cause they said when Martin Luther King died, it was like 100 riots. You know what I mean? Like in black cities,
Mm-hmm.
it was
Mm-hmm.
like 100 riots all over the country. So they had to call like the National Guards and shit. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like. I feel like they just killed the wrong. I wouldn't even say Dave. You know who I'm when you know who I say Dave. I'm saying like he, you
Mm-hmm.
feel me? The dude who killed Dolph, the hating ass nigga. He killed the wrong dude because dude was so loved. I think it would have been better if they just never killed Dolph, bro. Cause it would have still been beef, but it wouldn't have been as much violence. Like 400 people just got killed in Memphis like last year, so it's like a lot of shit going on right now in the city.
Killing Dolph took it to another level.
Hell yeah, the murder rate went up like 50% in 1 year. Like this shit crazy down here, bro.
So they just basically took it to another level.
I mean, I feel like they been trying to kill, bro, but they just couldn't never get him. You remember that bulletproof truck he was in? They ain't get him the first time. They ain't get him the second time. So they like, oh yeah, this nigga still trying. Cause when you got a hating ass nigga trying to kill you and he keep messing you, he like, oh yeah, damn, I can't get this nigga. So he want to kill you more. So that's why it's like niggas be so jealous, bruh. Them niggas shot 100 times. Like
Right.
them
That's like
niggas been hating on my nigga, bruh.
like they wanted you dead. You know what I mean? And
Hell yeah. Niggas be real haters, bruh.
that right there should have been, I gotta move different. You know what I'm saying? Cause nigga ain't gonna hit you up, they ain't gonna hit that van up 100 times just to be playing with you.
Yeah, them niggas is real jealous of that boy. Then he got shot the second time. The second time they seen him at the store, you feel me? It's like four niggas though. He alone, you feel me? They ain't even trying to fight though. That's the crazy part. Niggas be so soft. Like, say I'm at the store by myself and you with three dudes and I'm by myself and y'all all pull up guns. Like, that mean all y'all niggas soft cause y'all niggas pulling out guns so quick. That's
Right.
how everybody them soft as hell, bruh. Y'all could have fought that man, bro. Y'all gotta shoot, bro. Like these niggas can't fight, so they gotta shoot. You feel me? Cause it's like these niggas be so bitch, bro, so bitch made, bro. If a nigga by himself and I'm with three dudes, we can just jump, bro. You feel me? I ain't
Yeah,
finna have my
yeah,
dogs pull out guns. Like
yeah.
these niggas be so soft for real, bro.
Or at least give him a fade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how Dolph got shot the first time. Remember he got shot in the arm and
Man,
shit.
last time I checked last night. Memphis is the number one. Memphis got Chicago beat. Yeah, Memphis got Chicago beat. There's a lot of other cities got Chicago beat. I think Chicago like number 11th now. Memphis hold the number
Nah,
one.
guess like Memphis niggas different from Chicago, cause Chicago niggas they a little more smarter. You feel me? Memphis niggas can't even count to 10. They just know how to shoot.
You said that's all Memphis niggas know how to do is shoot.
Chicago niggas least know how to do. Chicago nigga be a trapper. He'll fucking be a robber. He'll be, you know what I mean? Memphis niggas, they don't know how to do all that crazy shit. Like, look at Memphis like robbery rate. It ain't even a lot of robbers in the city. It's just like niggas just want to shoot, bro, for no reason. I
I'm
seen
gonna
a
look it up
video
right
like
now.
yesterday. I seen a video yesterday. These niggas shooting at the gas station. I'm like, what the fuck is y'all niggas doing, bro? Don't y'all niggas know the gas station got 10 cameras? And y'all like, these niggas tripping.
I'm gonna read it to y'all right now in the dangerous cities.
Yeah, Memphis niggas dumb as hell. That's why I say this shit gotta stop, bro. Cause kids getting hit, women getting hit, bro. And the wrong people getting hit. It's like, I understand it, like we shooting, but what we shooting for, bro? When I was in the streets, you know what I mean? If
Salute
somebody was
bronze.
shooting, it was for a reason, bro.
Salute bronze. Let me read y'all the top. Okay. Detroit is number one. These are the most dangerous cities in America. Detroit
All
is
black
number
people.
one. Yeah, Detroit is number one. Memphis is number two. St. Louis is number three. Baltimore is number four. Little Rock, Arkansas is number five. Cleveland is number six. Oakland is number seven. Milwaukee is number eight. Albuquerque is number nine. New Orleans is number 10. Those are the top 10 dangerous cities in the USA. Detroit, number one. Memphis, number two. St. Louis, number three. Baltimore, number four. Little Rock, number five. Cleveland, number six. Oakland, number seven. Milwaukee, number eight. Albuquerque, number nine. And New Orleans, number 10.
I don't really believe that list though. These lists, like you know how the stats be. I don't really go off that list shit because I feel like everywhere dangerous. If you in the streets, bro, this shit dangerous. Period, though. You know what I mean?
Will it get better?
Of course, everything get better one day, bro. You know what I mean? You think God gonna let His people kill each other forever? God got a plan to make shit better, but it's just up to the. Like I said, it all started at home. Everybody want to blame rap music. Everybody want to blame the government and the politicians. Everybody want to blame the schools for not teaching us. You know what I mean? Everybody want to blame the jails for locking our dads up. My dad did 10 years, just came home, but it all go back to the household at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
used to be mad at white people for locking my dad up, but when I got older, I'm like, bruh, it all starts at home. I can't be mad at nobody but my dad because he made
Mm-hmm.
them decisions. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It all starts at home. Everybody want to blame the white man and blame the rappers for. I know the rappers do promote a lot of shit that make niggas want to do crime, but it's like you can't blame the rappers for not raising your kid. Like,
Right.
you feel me, bro?
Nah, you right, Mike. You right.
If people can just raise their kids. But I ain't saying just because you raised your kid that your kid finna be an angel. I'm just saying at least try to do something. Cause I know it be people with good parents, bro, but the kids still do bad shit. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just cause the kid go to prison don't mean that the parents ain't tried. But I'm just saying, like, if you know you tried with your son, or you tried and your kid's still messing up, yeah, you did your part, but just try to put 100%. And like, people gotta stop asking kids what they want to be when they get older, bro. Tell your kids what they gonna be. You know what I mean? It's all about
Mm-hmm.
words too. Like, you ever heard of something called affirmations, bro? Like, you gotta like affirm, and you can't ask your kid what you want to be when you get older. Yeah, ask that the first time, but after your kid tell you, you gotta like speak it into existence in a way, and you gotta like support them on whatever they want to be. Because a lot of parents will be like, "Oh, I want my daughter to do what I'm doing, or I want my son to do what I'm doing," but everybody got different stuff they like in life.
Your son might not want to be what you want your son to be.
Cause everybody want their son to be Michael Jordan, but
Yep.
what if
Yep.
your son don't want to be Michael Jordan?
Yep. That's
What if
true.
your son ain't even Michael Jordan height?
That's true though. My
Yeah, cause
son
my
gonna be
dad
this.
always wanted me to be My dad loved Michael Jordan, so he wanted me to be like Michael Jordan, bruh. But it's like I ain't want to be Michael Jordan. I want to be Michael Vick.
Well, you say you wanted to be a Michael, but just not Michael Jordan, Michael Vick.
Exactly.
And instead of being a Michael Jordan and a Michael Vick, your ass turned out to be a Michael X. Come back up, Mike. Mike said his dad wanted him to be Michael Jordan. Mike said he didn't want to be Michael Jordan. He wanted to be Michael Vick. But shit, he turned out to be Michael X. But y'all know that name Michael is very symbolic. Y'all know the name Michael is very symbolic. That's another demonstration. But my conscious brothers and sisters down there in the chat, my kings and queens, y'all know about that name Michael. It's very symbolic. How y'all feeling about this big Jook? Do y'all think that the funeral should be held in Memphis? Because here's my thing, even if it's a private location, whoever attends that funeral can still leak the information to where the funeral going to be at. So in my opinion, especially with social media, nothing is private no longer. You be thinking things is private. Don't y'all know that social media with social media, you can find out when a person is on Facebook and when they're not on Facebook. Y'all know you can find out if a person is on Instagram or not. Y'all do know that, right? Just like y'all could tell whether or not somebody, if you sent the message to somebody, y'all do know you could tell whether or not they read your message. So where is our privacy? Did we lose our privacy? Y'all let me know. Salute Diane. Salute Diane. Do we really have privacy? Right now, you could go to my Facebook page and my Facebook will tell you when the last time I logged on. Salute Walkman. Walkman said the funeral should be in Memphis. I think it should be in Memphis. At first, I didn't. But I feel like whatever funeral home that they had that funeral at, they gonna make sure that it's heavy police presence there. And not only that, the feds is gonna be at that funeral. Whether the funeral home requests for heavy police presence, whether the family requests for heavy police presence, them folks gonna be there. The law gonna be at that funeral if it's in Memphis. Salute Big Pressure, salute Big Pressure. Even if it ain't in Memphis, wherever that funeral is at, the law, best believe, the law is going to be at that funeral. They can have that funeral on Mars. The law is going to be on Mars at that funeral. Right, Mary, we don't have no privacy. Like I said, it's so much that you could find out about a person. Don't y'all know? And I know because I've been doxxed before. And if anybody out there that knows what doxing is, if anybody out there been ever doxxed before, you know it's with the snap of your finger, people can get your information. People can find out where you work at. People can find out where you live at. People can find out your credit report, your credit score. People can find out just about any and everything that they need to know about you. It's called doxing. Welcome to the YouTube streets. Law enforcement should always be at a funeral to help control the traffic and make sure people are safe. And I agree. I agree. I agree. That's their job. You know, that's their job. So I don't think that they'll be that careless to shoot up that funeral. After all, I believe that Big Juke was the target. I think that that's who was supposed to lost their life on that day. I think whoever put the hit out, I think whatever it was about, I think Big Juke was the target. I don't think Gotti was the target. Now, we could chop it up whether or not Gotti backdoored him, but I don't think Gotti was the target. I think the target was Big Juke. No privacy means more guns. Facts. Yes, Juke deserved it. Now, you know, if Juke was putting bags on Dolph head, if he put a bag on Dolph head, if Juke was behind Dolph, you know what I'm saying, getting, you know, killed, you know, the karma spent the block on him. We and I said this in the last demonstration. We just got to call it what it is. It is what it is when it comes to the streets. It is what it is. If you moving in them streets, if you about that murder game, if you about that gunplay, live by the sword, die by the sword. That's what I was always told. Gotti probably sacrificed him. Even as a young kid, I was always told that you live by the sword, you die by the sword. It is what it is. Y'all get my likes up. I got 79 people watching and only 35 likes. Y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Also, if you would like to support the channel, if you would like to support me, my cash app is $ERICMCINT. Appreciate that cash donation earlier today to For Life. It's a Friday. Everybody done got paid. Drop $10. Let me get everybody to drop $10 on my Cash App. We got 79 people watching. Let me get $10 from everybody on my Cash App. The Cash App is $ERICMCINT. Ben Walker says this is bigger than Gotti. You think it's bigger than Gotti, Ben? You think? Drop a 1 if y'all feel like Ben. Drop a 1 if y'all think it's bigger than Gotti. Because it could be. It could be. It could be bigger than Gotti. Yo, Gotti still needs to be careful. He really do. And he's going to have to really evaluate this and look at it for what it is. He's going to really have to look at this for what it is and evaluate it and ask himself. And usually this happens most of the times, like with Mob James, who was security for Suge Knight. It was cool when Mob James and his brothers was running around killing people. But the minute somebody killed his brother, Mob James denounced gangbanging. And sometimes that's what it takes. Hey, who am I to judge the next man? If losing your brother will get you to see the bigger picture, it's all in God's plan anyway. Maybe that's why God called Big Juke home. As Ben Walker says, it's bigger than Gotti. Maybe it is bigger than Gotti on the street level as well as on a spiritual level. Maybe this is God's way of touching Gotti. You never know. So maybe God called Gotti brother Big Juke home to send a message to Gotti. Gotti, how much longer are you going to continue to run? Gotti, I don't need you over there doing the devil's work. I need you over here doing God's work. I've seen it plenty of times, y'all, and I'm sure y'all have seen it. I've seen situations like this happen a lot of times. People get their life together. People get their life to the Lord. People become Christians. People become Muslims. People become Jehovah's Witnesses. You know, just off of tragedies like this. Man, I just saw my best friend get his brains blowed out, man. That's God talking to me. I got to go to church. I just seen my brother lose his life. I got to give my life. I got to submit to do the work and do the will of Allah. I've seen it. It happens a lot of times. When God wants you, when God wants me, y'all see how humbled I am now from all the things that I went through. But God was been trying to get me to do his work. Are y'all listening to me? Are y'all listening to me? God was been trying to get me to do his work. But I kept running. I kept ducking and dodging God's work. I thought I could get away with it. He kept touching me. I kept ignoring it. Then I found myself in some of the darkest of places in my life. Whereas though I said, I get it, God. So maybe this is a message from God. Only Gotti knows that. Only God and Gotti knows that. Check out the song. I'm gonna check it out right now, Ben Walker. Let me check it out right now. Check out Black Youngster Called Pain. I'm gonna check it out right now. It's Friday, y'all. We ain't going nowhere. Bear with me.
bitches only come around just for a name. You can see me shining all these diamonds in my chain. I will never let you do me bad, I'm having game. I can see the vision in my head, I'm having rain. Hey, I've been through some things. I done lost so much that let me stuck off in the rain. You can see my tears, I got some shit I can't explain. Yeah, the day I did me wrong, I don't regret, I still ain't changed. Okay.
Still in the hood, gotta shake it out. Once in the phone, make a bet, I can break you out. Ain't fucking with them, then we gotta take them out. Motor be growling whenever I'm taking off, nigga. Cubans and pennies, I we got a lot of them. Rails on the 100, we gon' shoot a lot of them. Chop on my Zazi, fold gelato. Switching my spot, having bags in the condo. I want you this, never fingers, pronto. Still having burgers and fries and Monday. Don't talk on the phone, I'm switching the combo. Can't talk while I'm fucking, just eating and swallow. Ballin' the hobby, get money the motto. Tell the real, I give a fuck about a follow. Reckon you got send a shot through the condo. Say you want beef, niggas ducking they tacos.
All these bitches only come around just for a name. You can see me shining all these diamonds in my chain. I will never let you do me bad, I'm having game. I can see the vision in my head, I'm having rain. Hey, I've been through some things. I done lost so much that let me stuck off in the rain. You can see my tears, I got some shit I can't explain. The day I did me wrong, I don't regret, I still ain't changed. Okay.
I asked my dog for a favor. Turn around, I told him never met him. Niggas be gossiping like haters. That's the reason I don't let them around. I give them 2 to the dome. I give them 4 to the spine. Guarantee we take your head if you try come fuck with mine. I ain't no fucking slime, but I miss my brother slime. I'm big blooded for real, but I rip that fucking 9. 923 beat by watch, know them bitches was pushed to the line. I done put my life on the line for the sake of ass around. With all these bitches only come around because of fame. I done been through so much shit, they don't understand my pain. They done leave me outside walking barefoot through the rain. When you gotta stand alone, that shit right there make you a man. Rings from the jets. When you get to the money, you become a threat. I really invest. I'ma stack my racks, no need to flex. It's death for jail. I don't know if I'm going to heaven or hell. Ain't never gonna tell. I'ma tell my dog to wish me well.
All these bitches only come around just for a name. You can see me shining all these diamonds in my chain. I will never let you do me bad, I'm having game.
Let me run it back, Ben. Let me run it back, Ben. Appreciate that cash donation, Veronica. Appreciate that cash donation, Veronica. We might be on to something, Ben. Appreciate that cash donation, Pee-wee. Appreciate that cash donation, Pee-wee and Veronica. If you would like to support the channel, the cash app is $ERICMCINT. Appreciate those cash donations. We on to something, Ben. Black Youngster part this dropped yesterday. Wow. Wow. I gotta run it back, Ben. So you said Black Youngsters dropped. Let me run it back, y'all. Wow.
All these bitches only come around just for a name. You can see me shining all these diamonds in my chain. I will never let you do me bad, I'm having game. I can see the vision in my head, I'm having range. Hey, I've been through some things. I done lost so much that let me stuck off in the rain. You can see my tears, I got some shit I can't explain. The day I did me wrong, I don't regret, I still ain't changed.
Still in the hood, gotta shake it out. Once in the phone, make a bet, I can break you out. Ain't fucking with them, then we gotta take them out. Motor be growling whenever I'm taking off, nigga. Cubans and pennies, I we got a lot of them. Rails on the 100, we gon' shoot a lot of them. Chop on my Zazi, fold gelato. Switching my spot, having bags in the condo. I want you this, never fingers, pronto. Still having burgers and fries and Monday. Don't talk on the phone, I'm switching the combo. Can't talk while I'm fucking, just eating and swallow. Ballin' the hobby, get money the motto. Turn the real, I give a fuck about a follow. Regan, you got send a shot through the condo. Say you want beef, nigga, ducking they tacos.
All these bitches only come around just for a name. You can see me shining all these diamonds in my chain. I will never let you do me bad, I'm having game. I can see the vision in my head, I'm having range. Hey, I've been through some things. I done lost so much that let me stuck off in the rain. You can see my tears, I got some shit I can't explain. The day I did me wrong, I don't regret, I still ain't changed. Okay.
I asked my dog for a favor. Turn around, told him never. Niggas be gospel like haters. That's the reason I don't let them around. I give them 2 to the dome. I give them 4 to the spine. Guarantee we take your head if you try come fuck with mine. I ain't no fucking slime, but I miss my brother slime. I'm big blooded for real, but I rip that fucking 9. 923 beat by watch, know them bills was pushed to the line. I done put my life on the line for the same nigga ass around. All these bitches only come around because of fine. I've been through so much shit, they don't understand my pain. They leave me outside.
Wow. Wow. It's chess, not checkers. I'm looking at the album cover. Checkmate. Wow. Appreciate that, Ben. Appreciate that, Ben. Wow, y'all. Mike says he evil. Yeah. Wow. Mike says he's sending a message to Key Glock. Wow. Wow. What y'all think? Wow. What you think, Mike? Mike says he's sending a message to Key Glock. Wow. Appreciate that, Ben. Wow, y'all. That's all I can say is wow. Ben says you got to check the album out the more, but this stuck out. Right. Emma says Black Youngster need to sit down somewhere. He dropping some jewels. See, so now y'all know, y'all can see that black and white, God, good versus E right. Salute Sergeant. So this is just, it ain't gonna stop, y'all. I hate to bring the bad news of barrel, whatever you call it, but it ain't gonna stop. It's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop. Chessboard, right? Dolph equals king piece. It ain't gonna stop. I mean, I'm with the rest of y'all. I wish it would stop. I'm just looking over some things, y'all. I'm still here. Make sure y'all subscribe to my backup channel, y'all. Because I'm going to start. Well, I'm not going to start, but I got to do some demonstrations on my backup channel. Yeah, it's just crazy out here. I'm going to drop the link for my backup channel. Salute Smoke to the Bone. I see you, Smoke to the Bone. Appreciate you for pulling up, Smoke. Is it all worth it? And I guess for some of them, they get so deep into it. Appreciate you, Smoke. Some of them get so deep into it. It's like, what you want me to do? Two teens arrested, one shot by Memphis police. Wow, yo. I just keep saying wow. Ms. Groovy says, just like I said, people say they are down with Black Lives Matter, but when is Black Lives going to matter to Black people? That's facts. That's facts, Ms. Groovy. That's facts. In my opinion, it got to be more than quoting Black Lives Matter. A big shout out to those that, you know, helped start the group.
Bro,
Talk to me.
I just thought about some shit. The government, if the government really cared about black people killing each other, bro, the government can really end this shit tomorrow, bro. Even like, you know how racism is still going on with the police?
Mm-hmm.
The government can end all this shit tomorrow if they really care, bro. That's the sad part. You can end racism in one day if you was the president.
Even if that stops.
It's so easy to end racism.
Let me ask y'all this question. Let me read Beautiful comment. Beautiful says, I think a DJ just got his head decapitated in Memphis too. Yeah, a DJ did get his head.
Were they killing DJs? What the fuck?
Yeah. But
a DJ got killed?
Yeah, a couple days ago. I think it was 2 days ago. Either yesterday or 2 days ago. Yeah.
People got to put these guns down, bro. There's so many young people with like guns in their hand. Like,
but let me just say this,
and I feel like we just need to pray, bro. Like, if we pray and
let me just say this, bro. Mike, hold up for 1 second. Let me just say this.
Bad, bro.
Even if the government, even if they did end racism, prejudice, even if they gave us our reparations, even if they gave us the mural, the 40 acres in the mural, do y'all think that would stop black people from killing each other? Hell no.
I think so. Because think about it, when Trump was in, it was still killing when Trump was in office, but the murder was going down, though, because there was more money in the community. You only kill somebody when you got nothing to lose, bro. If you got $1 million, right? Say me and you got $1 million each. Is we really going to be thinking about killing each other, bro? I'm going to be thinking about one man fun, buying my mama a house,
let me ask,
auntie cars.
Let me answer that question for you real quick. Don't Dolph and Gotti got millions, and wasn't they on a killing spree against each other?
No, Dolph ain't never killed nobody though. That's the crazy part. Dolph just had a bunch of haters. Well, not a bunch of haters, but one hating ass nigga just couldn't stand, bro. You feel me? You know how people say, "Oh, Dolph made too many enemies." He only had one enemy. Let's keep it real. You feel me? I'm just keeping it real, bro. But I just feel like it's all about money, bro. Because the more poverty, the more violence. So, you know what I mean? You don't really see violence in rich neighborhoods because they got money, bro. I feel like it's all economical. But I'm not saying money just can fix everything because our family still got to get right. But moral of the story: when you got money, bro, you ain't worrying about killing nobody, bro, because you got something to lose. Who finna lose all these millions in the bank because they're trying to kill a nigga? Nobody.
Gotti.
No, Gotti ain't killing nobody though. Gotti just be paying people to do shit. Gotti a bitch, bro.
That's conspiracy.
Gotti ain't never did shit for real.
That's conspiracy.
Man, Gotti ain't never did shit. Gotti ain't even like that for real, bro. Gotti be rapping about his brother lifestyle.
Salute, Donnie. How you feel about the
Gotti just another Rick Ross, another fake ass nigga who'll be trying to act like a fucking drug kingpin. but never sold shit.
Salute, Pee Wee.
Salute, Shank. Can you hear me? I just
Yeah, I
want
can
to
hear you.
What's up, OG?
what's going on? How y'all feeling? Salute to everybody in the chat, everybody, the Rock Squad. Salute Tommy, all the moderators, Miss Parker, and everybody from her sector. Yo, I just gotta say this. If they gave us 40 acres in the mule, let's give it some thought.
The murder stop.
No, it wouldn't. No, let me tell you why I wouldn't
40
stop.
acres in a mule.
Hold tight, Mike. Mike, let him
Right.
slide in. Hold tight,
Let
Mike.
me tell you why I wouldn't stop. First and foremost, it's going to be some people that just blow through their 40 acres in a mule. They're gonna mess that up because they don't know how to manage. Don't have no management skills as far as financial management. They don't have none of that. And then you know what? Once that's gone, they're gonna try to rob somebody and take theirs. And then people gonna be dying for protecting theirs, and there's gonna be people trying to kill or take somebody else's. So even doing that is not gonna solve the problem. It's
So
always
we
gonna be a
need what? So
difference.
what we need? The money or the land?
No, we need a, like you said from the beginning, resolution. People need to learn how to start dealing with their conflicts and not always go to defend and allow people to be. Guess what? When I start allowing people to be where they are and accept them for where they are, a lot of conflicts I don't have in my life, in my relationships, or none of that. Because if that's where you at, that's where you at. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. If I can accept it, I can't make nobody believe what I want them to believe. We always saying to each their own. And we always saying to each their everybody each to each their own. All right, if it's to each their own, let them own what they into. And you ain't got how about you ain't gotta agree with it, but you ain't gotta deal with it neither. And I digress, bro. That's all I wanted to jump in and say.
Let me let Smoke
I
slide
agree,
in.
but how? This what I'm saying. How two broke niggas gonna solve a conflict? We both in poverty, so you know what I mean.
You talking about I'm talking about like, yeah, but guess what? If y'all two broke, niggas, if y'all kill each other, ain't neither one of y'all going nowhere. Y'all still gonna be broke. Right? One gonna be dead and one gonna be in jail broke.
Let me let Smoke come in real quick. Smoke to the
All
bone.
right.
Slide in, brother.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
What's going
Everybody
on,
all
Smokey?
right? Everybody good?
Yo, what's up?
Hey, it's
All is
all
well.
good. Well, to the man, I don't know which I think to want the M.
Mike X.
Mike, you got to understand something. You say the government can stop it just like that. No, the government can't.
The government can stop racism.
No, I'm gonna tell you why. It's in the
Why you say?
people. It's in the people. The people have to change themselves. You get what I'm saying? The people have to change themselves. If the people never change, our world will never be where it should be. They can make all the guns they want. It's the people who's killing the people. It's the black on black crime who's killing each other. It's not nobody else. We have to, as a people, as a race, have to stop doing what we do to each other. When you talk about 40 mules and acres in a mule, you got to think about it. Jealousy plays a part in you not keeping yours and you want to go take somebody else's. Why you want to take somebody else's? Because you lost yours because you didn't try to educate, train. How can I keep my own? You lost it, so you're gonna go take somebody else's. Is that the white man's fault? No, that's your fault. When we learn as a race to do better for ourselves, not expect to say the white man gonna do better for us. No, 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 no. We gotta do it better for ourselves. Them killing a black
But the
man
white
killing,
man do owe us though. Let's be real.
huh?
I said the white man do owe us, bro. So it's like
Well, no, no, no,
I
no,
feel
no,
like
no, no.
all
Wait,
this
wait,
shit
whoa,
is the
whoa,
white
whoa,
man
Mike,
fault, bro. We
Mike,
kill each other, but
Yeah,
who give us
Mike,
the guns to
Mike.
kill each other? The white man.
Mike, Mike. Why do the white man owe us?
Because it's the lack of reparations that's making us commit these crimes to
No,
have
no,
to
no, 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 no.
live
Let
a
me get let me
lifestyle
let
of
me set you
crime just to
straight.
put food on
Let
the
me
table
set you
because we
straight.
never got our 40
Let,
acres.
let me ask you this. What does it take for us to get the 40 acres in a mule?
We just need political power, and
No, no, no,
political
no, no,
power is just the
no, no, no.
people.
So
The
they just
people need
supposed
to
to give
rally
it to
around this
us?
shit.
They supposed to just give it to us?
They
That
gave
part.
Ukraine what the
No, no, no,
Ukraine
no, no,
demanded. We just
no,
need to
no,
make some demands to
no, no.
stop
Hold
being
on, hold on.
dumb.
No, 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 no. Listen, you don't understand the reason why they gave Ukraine something. You don't understand that. Go read and understand why they gave them that. They didn't just give them that just to give it to them. We get something from Ukraine. That's why they gave them to that. We got to keep them sources coming to us. What we get from Ukraine. That's why they gave them to us.
And y'all
Now,
stay right there. That's an excellent point, Smoke. I want you and Mike to stay right there when I come back to y'all. But I got another guest
okay, go ahead.
I got
Go ahead.
another guest on the panel that I gotta let slide in. Salute, brother.
Okay.
Yo, what's up? What's up? How y'all doing, man? Thanks for opening up your platform, Shane.
Oh yeah, pronounce your name for me, bro, because I'm known to mess up somebody's name. Pronounce it for me one more time.
Oh yeah, it's Donut. No, I'm just kidding.
Donut.
No. It's the knot. Everybody
knot.
end up saying,
My
you know.
man.
So,
Slide
but
in,
yeah,
bro.
it's the knot. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate your work, your boots on the ground work more than anything with Shanquilla Robinson. You know,
I
felt like
appreciate
there was a lot of Decepticons and people that interfered, and you're still out there advocating on behalf of Shanquilla Robinson. I want to commend you for that. And you know, I share your content and I pop in. I don't always chat, but I always be here sometimes. Well, most of the time. I don't
appreciate you.
Appreciate you. So no, what sparked my interest in this conversation is, you know, I don't understand why, we praise these rappers and people who terrorize our community through music and stuff, and then we don't want to like support each other. I don't understand that. You know, I don't know the temperature, and I'm still really trying to catch it. But that's my thing is like, why are we praising these rappers like there's still somebody here that have power pull in the community as if you own your own community? It's perpetuating the violence we do against each other. And when people always saying praise a rapper or whatever, it was a local rapper, not a mainstream rapper in my community that started, something, and kids ended up getting on the live because they didn't want anything else to do with it. So it's just, it breaks my heart, but that's my point of view. And I just really want to feel the temperature of the space. Thanks for opening up your platform.
No, you're true. You're so true about that because they give more praise to them to God, or to the politicians and stuff, people that can change something. I feel like this is that when somebody die, it should be a wake up call to the ones who are still living to get ourselves right. So we want to keep doing the things they were doing, so we won't be where they are. How can we get ourselves right so we want to be there? That's the thing that needs to change in our lives today. What can we do better than what they were doing wrong? We don't want to do what's wrong anymore for them. Because guess what? If we don't do right, we're gonna be where they at, doing the wrong thing. And looking at them saying, that's what I want to be. Oh no, 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 no. I used to be one of those drug dealers back then. But guess what? I went through it. I don't want no parts of that. I don't want nobody really to look at me like I was back then. You know what I'm saying? So we got to do better ourselves. If we learn to do better ourselves, man, we'll be powerful. We are the one of the most powerful race on this planet. But guess what? We fall short because of the things that we do to ourselves, to our people. And once we learn that, we'll be better. Thank you, Mr. Shank.
No, thank you. Slide in, Mike. Let me let the younger brother slide in and y'all build.
Hey, can I answer, his question when he just said, why are we looking at the rappers? I feel like rappers are like our modern day kings and leaders because
What?
we don't
What?
have like
No,
Martin Luther King.
it's the opposite. No, he's right, but he's wrong at the same time. We got to acknowledge that.
Whoa, hold on.
Because when I used to see Slick Rick as a child, I looked at him like as a king, as a god. Like when I seen a black man who can actually accomplish something and own all them gold chains, that motivated me in a positive way. So I feel like rappers not always negative because they kind of rappers are the American dream. So they economically good, but they just got bad morals, some of them. But I feel like we can still learn a lot from rappers because rappers are rich. So it's like you can still learn from rich people, from any rapper.
Okay, Mr. Mike.
But can I speak to that?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
My thing is, you're right. You know, people in some people's mind are in opposition to Martin Luther King. Young Dolph is just as important, and we got to be careful about the narratives we push and how our youth have been programmed to keep messing up and repeating cycles of behavior. We got to understand what these rappers rap about and how many people internalize their words and emulate that behavior. I have a second cousin who basically singing Roddy Rich, I don't want to die young, and he's back there internalizing it to where he's taking on that particular characteristic because Roddy Rich somehow is his God and his leader, equivalent to Jesus, even though the opposite, And that's what happens when our people have been disenfranchised by Decepticons who come in and finance and exploit our culture and use it against us. That's why I believe like this whole, and you guys might get on me about this, but this whole narrative that there's certain things happening and certain images being portrayed to be certain people are confused and don't look in the mirror and understand that they somehow can become a direct descendant in connection to God, and we have lost our ways because rappers are paid to make sure that people lose their ways, to make sure that this culture of sin, no matter what it is, greed, money, materialistic hunger, sex, adultery, it's all propagated through music. It's straight up sins. Rap music has a negative influence on people in general. Even white people, white kids don't know what it means, but they internalize that and start rebelling against their parents from a culture and from a perspective that they think will make them look cool. It's the devil.
Who do you blame for that?
The
But
devil.
y'all know rap is only like 10% of our problem. Our overall problem is the lack of reparations, the lack of compensation
And
for
I'm gonna stop you on that. And I'm gonna stop you. And right, you're right. You're right, Michael. For instance,
why we gotta
and
be rappers and basketball players
one
when we
second.
never
Let,
got
let me speak on the
reparations.
reparations. Right. Let me speak on the reparations, and this is why we need. And I think black people, we have to be honest with ourselves to set a foundation for what reparations actually mean and to define it. Black people saying that if we get restoration for our ancestors or some type of restorations, that we will take the money and build our own communities, regardless of how we get it. But then when you think about COVID and the PPP loans, there had to be at least 10, $15 million in PPP loans running around my neighborhood. Guess what? I went back and it stayed the same. But everybody ate all the crabs out of the ocean. Wasn't no more crabs in the ocean because they spent all their money on crabs, seafood boils, and all the other stuff, cars and stuff that got repossessed. So, what will reparations really do for Black Americans? It's a mental thing. Slavery is a choice because you choose to think that way and to believe in that instead of standing up on your own and being self-reliant.
Yeah, PPP was just like a test run for us because we never really had
Sir,
that much
listen, stop making
fun
excuses from
before.
Black people. Niggas
That was
had the
so
money.
fun when Donald Trump
Niggas was
did
doing
that.
hair out of their kitchen and got the goddamn money in their house, in their kitchen still look the same. Let's keep it a bean. Like, let's keep it a bean. We brothers up here and we got to keep it a beam with what we saw and what we witnessed, at least in my neighborhood. You want to say that you don't know somebody that went through this, and these black people, Black Americans, the ones that claim and have a right to reparations. We promote violence and destruction amongst each other, and we are not financially literate. So I think with the proposal of reparation, everybody who's registering for reparation should at least take a financial literacy course as if it's a college elective in order to be eligible to receive it, or else you just gonna go buy all the crabs out to sea.
That's true, but I feel like sometimes people call it blowing money, but I feel like even if you blow money on certain shit like cars and shit, jewelry, that's still assets. So it's like I feel like we shouldn't really like look at it as like, oh, why a nigga fucking up his money. We should just look at it like, damn, if we do get that, that's like a miracle because it's like it's been so long and we have been disenfranchised. But I mean, I don't really feel like money can change the Black community. Like I said, it all starts with your parents and how you was raised, and if your parents was Christian or not. And it's like a lot of deeper factors. Like it's like the school to prison pipeline. It's not that. the kids want to go to prison is that the school's not teaching you the valuable skills to have like a real living in society. So
It's
it
financial
all go back to the
literacy.
school system not teaching us how to be economically smart with our money.
Yeah, financial literacy. I think all black people should be before any black American graduate from high school. It should be mandatory, just like you take the SAT, to take a financial literacy course, or else we're set up for failure. But then again, like my school had programs like Epcot, where we went to Disney in Florida and worked a job and learned how to balance a checkbook and so forth, and gave us electives. And if we chose that particular elective, then we could have learned financial literacy. I think it should be mandatory for all black kids to know financial literacy. There should be a book, a mandatory book that we need to read. And I'm not just talking about the lost legacy, the stolen legacy. I'm not just talking about that. I'm talking about financial literacy before we can even consider economics or socioeconomics, because they will inflate the dollar so bad to where $5 billion or whatever much in reparations look like chump change. So it really didn't even matter. That's how they play.
That's true. But it all that's why I say it all started at home, because if our parents was rich, we would already knew how to be rich right now. Like, you know what I mean? Rich people know how to make their money make money.
Well, it's statistically proven that black people who are wealthy, the second generation messes it up. That means for Will Smith kids and celebrity kids that are black, for them not to mess up their money, which will mean that they survive the statistics. Black money don't pass down from generation to generation, and 5 and 6, 10 generations like Jewish people. It only passed down to the second generation before it recycles itself back into the system, historically speaking. So, according to that, Blue Ivy is supposed to mess up Beyonce and Jay-Z's money. And I'm not saying, and I'm not wishing that on her, but I'm sure someone like Jay-Z, who represents the 5%ers, has taught his daughter about financial literacy and how to preserve. He has his master's, which is the principal thrust of his wealth, his own individual wealth outside of owning somebody else's catalog, right? And Blue Ivy gets that. And what is she gonna do? Is she gonna sell it? Those are the type of things you have to think about when you're thinking about wealth.
You want to slide and smoke?
Yeah, wealth only comes from assets. So
Well, for
you own
me, I
assets.
feel like this. Nowadays, kids in their mind, they don't want to follow their parents' footsteps. They want to try to build their own, and understanding that what it takes to get to your own, and when there's something being passed down to you, um, somebody like Blue Ivy may be the one to say, "I want to be like my parents," and that's what I want to do. I don't want to try to go out and look at somebody else. And say, I want to be like them. No, and that's the thing for me is when we talking about generation wealth, it's like nowadays kids are known to take what money that the parents left for them and just go blow it all instead of saying, I want to invest or I want to build and for my kids when I have kids. They don't think like that. Kids now just think about right now. They don't think about tomorrow. It's a microwave generation. Who made them like that? That's just who they are. You're looking at a false. It's like looking at a false god. Um, Somebody that can really show you the way, guide you to the way. That's not what they're looking at. They looking at the rappers that got the chains on their neck. Well, my mama just left me $100,000, but I could go spend $25,000 on a necklace. I could go spend 5,000 on a ring. So when we get the educated, like the brother said a while ago, the understanding the education, and sometimes it's got to be still within yourself of what you want. If you don't see it in yourself, to like, I got to do better what I got. You ain't gonna see it. You can't blame nobody else for that. Nobody else. You know, I look at when I see rappers with the big jury on and all this. It's like, um, take that $300,000, go into your community where you come from, and go buy a recreation for the kids can play. And when you buy that recreation, you can have things to teach them kids to elevate them in life. That's where I look at it. You know, instead of showing all this big jewelry and cars and stuff like that. But they don't do that. So I can't look at them as a king or God or whatever. I can't praise them like that. You know what I'm saying? Myself, I walk in the midst of some of the biggest blues singers, some of the biggest artists that you could ever think of. I thought they was just like me. And once we learn that man, we can be so powerful. So I just want to say to everybody, salute, thank you for bringing me up. I don't want to hold up and time just for myself. So thank you again. I'm gonna go back into the bushes, Mr. Saint.
Appreciate you, Bone. Let me slide in
All
because,
right.
and I wanna get a young fella, Mike. I wanna give him his flowers because I peeped it just like you peeped it, brother. As far as when he mentioned that they look up to the rappers. The rappers are they Martin Luther Kings. They are to them, and we don't have nobody to blame for it but ourselves, our generations. If you was born in the 70s, we dropped the bag, we fumbled the ball. And many of us today won't admit it and won't look at it like that. They got the jewelry from who? What rappers was wearing the jewelry? Our rappers were. We was wearing the jewelry. Y'all don't see the young Dolphs. Y'all don't see the Yo Gottis. Y'all don't see the black youngsters. Y'all don't see them. They're imitating art. What art? The art that the Generation X produced. They get it from us. The jail pictures, the penitentiary pictures. That was us. The cars, the rims, the jewelry. That was us. Because remember, we didn't want to follow the programs that was set before us. Black Panthers, right? Nation of Islam, right? Martin Luther King, right? Remember, those programs were still around. Those programs were still in existence when the 70s babies came in the picture. Who did we follow? We didn't want to follow Martin Luther King program. We didn't want to follow Nation of Islam. We didn't want to follow Black Panthers. It's coming back to bite us. The full life, you said it right. It's coming back to bite us. I go back to me. I go back to me. I go back to my homies. Y'all realize how much fools we were? I'm talking to the 70s babies. We was fools. Let's go back to the 90s. Mike and them, the young, he ain't coming to the 2000s. Go back to the 90s. What was we doing in the 90s? Who was we listening to in the 90s? So when he say the rappers is they Martin Luther Kings, remember Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and them, they were the ones to fight for us, liberate us. When Mike and them, when they see them rappers, that's what they see. My 70s babies, we fumbled the ball. We fumbled the ball. Come on in, Smoke.
I'm just backstage listening to you. You said some good stuff. Um, again, for me, you say we fumble the ball. It's like they got to have some on their own understanding.
How?
It's like, huh?
How? How?
How?
How?
There's like other things that they can pour into instead of pouring it into listening to the rap music and looking at the rap videos, thinking that, oh, fancy car, big booty women. Um, I'm quite sure that there are some friends that their age is like, man, no, that ain't what it is. Come on, man, we're gonna go over and work, man, and when we can save some money, we can buy us a nice piece of jewelry or car or whatever. Instead of like, yeah, man, we're gonna go over and do this. We're gonna go rob this cat. You got some think like that, but then you got some think the right way. So it's like we try to train them and to do right. Okay, hypothetically, I'm gonna show you this. Why I sell barbecue at this little corner in this little neighborhood? Some bad little teenage boys, right? So what I done is there's a swimming pool, so I go to the swimming pool. I feed them every Wednesday about 100 kids. I feed all the kids, pay for them to get in the swimming pool. Some of the little boys come up and say, "Thank you, Mister," because I ain't really have no money to get in the pool. Thank you, Mister, for feeding us because we really didn't really have a whole lot to eat today. And when they see me out and about on the barbecue grill, hey, is there anything I could do? I said, nah, but here you $2. He said, no, no, man, you already been good to us. I see you changing stuff for the kids, and I like that. And this is what little kids and little boys say. For me, that give me more courage to keep doing the same thing for them. So there are some teenagers that will grasp hold to what they're being taught, but then there are some don't want to listen to that way. So it's not our fault. It's one how their parents raised them. In our era where our parents raised us a little stricter. Beyond that, the parents don't want to teach their kids like that. And I'm hoping that things change with the parents to allow the kids to be able to grow to a whole nother level of people. It's just it's crazy. But you said some great things. Mike said some things that have knowledge, but he needs to do a little bit more research on it. And the other guy said some great things. It's a lot of great things that's been said today. There's a lot of more things that can be brought to the table. And I like, and for me, I'm gonna give you your flowers. I like all the positive things that you talk about, all the positive influences that you do. I love that because guess what? All the other content creators, they talk about foolish. They talk about narratives. They talk about stuff that don't even matter. But I think, God, for you and your platform to change to people can listen and change. Because some parent may be like, dang, I need to do better with my son. I didn't think of it like that. But because of you, you allowed them to really listen. Somebody else saying good things that can be changed to them. So I want to thank you, Mr. Saint.
I
Thank you
appreciate
for
you,
just being who
Smoke.
you are.
I appreciate you for pulling up and giving your wisdom and sharing, your knowledge on this platform.
I
I
mean,
can't do it by myself.
for me, first of all, I'm gonna salute Miss Parker. Thank you, Miss Parker, for tuning me in to Saint Robertson. I mean Saint. I don't remember your last name, Saint. Okay, you say.
He said Shank
Uh,
Robinson.
I was thinking about another guy, but Saint,
Yeah.
Miss Saint. Thank you, Miss Parker. I want to salute to you for all your testimony that you have gave and what you overcome to be where you at. Salute to you. And again, Miss Saint, for me, when I came onto the when I came at on the YouTube, it was number I want number peace and positivity. If it can't be that, I don't want to be a part of it. All the scratching, the narrative, I don't want to be a part of that. So coming on to your live is something for me that peace and positivity and that's what I want to be a part of. I don't want to be a part of none of the other stuff. I may go on their chats and listen, and every time I listen in their chats, I'll be like, "Whoa, that's not what I want to be a part of." Let me just scroll through to a live that got some peace in it, where I can just talk about the peace and the positivity, or talk about God without being talked about believing in God, you know what I'm saying? Or giving praises to those people that need praise too, you know. So that's what I do. That's what I like to do. I'm an old school. I ain't no old school, but I got old school ways, and that's the only way I want to be.
You from the 60s, 70s, or 80s?
70s.
Okay, you with me. You with
Yes,
me.
sir.
And see, like I tell people, let me read Miss Groovy first. Miss Groovy says, let's be very clear. In the 90s, children were having children, and that's where the ball was dropped. Who you think them children were? The 70s, baby. I had my children in the 90s. The 90s, the children that was having the babies was the 70s babies. We dropped the ball. We dropped the ball. The 70s babies, we dropped the ball. And it's okay because at least we understand it now. The 60s babies, they dropped the ball. Every generation, some form, some way, some fashion, dropped the ball. The 70s babies was what? Generation X. On the supreme alphabet, X is what? X is unknown. That's how Malcolm had the X attached to his name. But on the supreme alphabet, X is unknown. So Generation X, we were an unknown generation. Do y'all realize the murder rate in the cities all across America? Do y'all realize the crime rate? Do y'all realize what the 70s babies done to the community? You're rappers. You're rappers. The ones that was talking the gangbanging stuff. The ones that was talking the street stuff. Them the 70s babies. Those were the 70s babies. Like Miss Groovy said, let's be very clear. In the 90s, children were having children. We can't blame it on the children that was born in the 90s. Can't blame it on them because they were still babies, the 70s babies. We dropped the ball. We took street life to a whole new another level. I appreciate you, Say. I appreciate you for subbing to the channel. I appreciate you. We wasn't going for nothing. We wasn't trying to hear nothing. Y'all think the young folks today is off the hook? Y'all don't remember just how off the hook the 70s babies were? I'm gonna just ask that question and then I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause for probably like a good 30 seconds. I'm gonna ask the question again. Y'all don't remember how off the hook the 70s babies were? Because remember, crack came into the community in the 80s. Who do you think the majority of the crack dealers was? Because the ones from the 60s and 50s, those were the ones that got addicted to the crack in the 80s. Who do you think in the 80s was selling crack to the 60 babies and the 50 babies? It was the 70s babies. It was us. We dropped the ball. We disrespected females like no other generation, the 70s babies. We disrespected, I'm going to say it again, the 70s babies, men. We disrespected women like no other. Do y'all remember the song by Ice Cube? A bitch is a bitch. So if I'm poor or rich, I talk in the exact same pitch. Now the title bitch don't apply to all women, but all women got a little bitch in them. That's Ice Cube lyrics. Ice Cube was born in the 70s. That's Ice Cube lyrics. So when you hear the rappers today disrespecting the females, where you think they got it from? 70s babies? Come on there, Miss Groovy.
I'm a 70s baby, 73. But what I was talking about when I said that the 90s kids like was having babies, the children were having children, what I meant is parents allowed their kids to start having babies between the age of 13 and 17. I became an aunt at 8 years old. I had just celebrated my 8th birthday and I became an aunt 8 days later at 8 years old. Okay. But the thing was, my sister was only 14. But what I'm saying is, when I said that, is parents allowed their kids, their young kids, or their young girls, or their young sons, to have babies at the age of 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm not talking about the ones that were 20 and up because they knew what sex was about at that point in their life. I'm talking about the ones that were 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And they started having babies. And not only that, not only did they have one baby, but they had three by the time they hit 18.
Grandma, let me just say this. Grandma ain't had 11, 12 kids. Grandma ain't had 16 kids. Grandma
I'm
ain't
not
had,
saying that.
come on,
I'm
come
not
on.
saying that. But I'm saying that by the time the 70s hit, our parents knew enough to say, okay, um, we not doing that with them. You understand what I'm saying? As
No,
far as like when grandma was having all them children, she didn't have a choice, kind of. And the
grandma
reason
wasn't
why
no,
I say the
grandma
reason
wasn't, grandma wasn't no hoe. I
I
mean,
can't
let's
say
talk now.
I can't say that about my
I
grandmother.
bet you can't say that.
I
But
can't say
grandma,
that about my grandmothers,
I'm sure you can. But
but
grandma, come on, y'all.
I
Big
can't
mama,
say that for everybody grandmama, but
Big mama wasn't no hoe. Come
I can't say that for everybody grandmama. Just say that.
on.
But what I'm saying is in the 70s, our parents knew enough to say, don't be bringing no babies up in my house. And don't be out there being all grown. The first thing they tell you if they seen you in a boy face was, get your fast tail out of here or whatever. But the point I'm trying to make is, excuse me, when we started allowing our kids to have kids and then was like not making them responsible for those kids, I think that played into the population of young kids having kids because you didn't even try and coach them. I'm going to say, I can't say stop them because kids going to do what they want to do regardless of anything. But if you gave them more education about sex and stuff like that, I feel like they would have done better. But because parents and our parents tried to hide everything from us, when we got out there in the streets, it was like your friends were telling you stuff. Like I can honestly sit here and say my friends encouraged me to have sex, even though I still didn't do it until a certain age. But they were the ones that encouraged me to have sex.
Same here.
And
And
then when it came to my nieces and my nephews, because remember, again, I became an aunt at 8. So when it came to my nieces and stuff like that, my sisters who were born in the 60s, of course, they was like not trying to tell their kids about sex and what can happen and all of this and that. There was an incident with one of my nieces, and she went and told her mom. Now she's the only child, and she went and told her mom at around 16, 17 that she was thinking about it. She didn't say she was going to do it. She said she was thinking about it. So instead of my sister sitting her down and saying, look, this is what can happen during sex. You can catch diseases, you can do this, you can get that, you can, you know what I'm saying? Use this, try that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of her doing that, she threw, remember those colorful pamphlets that they used to give us in high school
Mm-hmm.
during sex ed?
Mm-hmm.
She went and got all of them pamphlets and threw them in my niece's face and told her to read them and then come talk to her. My niece called me bawling. I sent a cab for her. I brought her to my house. I sat down. We had the conversation. I talked to her about condoms and everything else that I can think of. And she was like, why? And I said, because I don't want your friends to influence you into having sex and then you turn around and have HIV off of one incident. You understand what I'm saying? So I sat there. I showed her how to put a condom on a banana, of course. I showed her, all the stuff that they taught us in sexual education school. But not only that, I sat down there and I had a conversation with her about who. Who was you thinking? You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting there and I'm talking to my niece because one, she's sheltered, two, she's the only child. So, of course, her mom is trying to protect her from everything and everybody. So I'm sitting there and I'm telling her, I'm like, look, that boy is faster than you. And she was like, how do you figure that? His sister got a baby and y'all the same age. As a matter of fact, isn't her daughter your goddaughter? That lets me know that he was not raised like you. That lets me know that their family is more progressive than what we are. You understand what I'm saying? When it comes to stuff like that. So we had a conversation, sat, talked, everything. Just so happened, right before prom, right before prom. And not only was it right before prom, but she was pregnant. And I said to her some months in, I said, I already knew. She was like, how did you know? I said, you was doing the same damn thing I was doing, eating and sleeping. And I
Mm-hmm.
was pregnant. So I said, you laying on one couch, I'm laying on the other couch. And we both doing the same exact thing. And you gonna sit there and tell me like I wasn't supposed to know? So that's what I mean when I say they started having sex so early that they really wasn't mentally ready for sex, but they was doing it anyway
But
because they friends had done peer pressured them into it.
Miss Groovy,
Go
we
ahead.
all was doing that. Look, Veronica says funny. I peeked through the keyhole and saw my grandmother doing that. I was about 12 or 13.
I was like 15 and walked in on my mom on top.
That what I'm trying to say.
So
Like,
I get it. I get it.
let-
But
let-
what
let-
I'm saying is if we have those more progressive conversations with our kids, it'll make a big difference. Now, the thing about the finances and the 40 acres and a mule, that ain't gonna do nothing but make Bentley, Mercedes, Range Rover, and all them old other car dealerships rich,
yeah,
richer
we'll
than
be
they
off
are.
the hook. We'll get that money right back. It'll be more
Exactly.
killing, more killing, more killing.
Exactly. Because one, depending on how you spend your money, you're gonna have something left. Why? Because now we're financially literate about our spending, what we're spending our money on, because we're in that 40-50 range. But before that, we still didn't know. And this is one thing that I always appreciated about my godson mom. This boy was financially literate when he was a little kid. Like his mom used to give him money, and he would come to my house and he would say, Mom, he would say, I got enough money to get me this, this, and this right now, and this, and this later. Like he knew the value of a dollar. That's another thing that we need to teach our kids. But see, this is where the parents fail as well, because we are our kids' first teachers.
Yes.
And if they're not going to teach it in school, we need to be teaching it at home.
And that's where it starts at, in the home. First, it starts with that man. Second, it starts with that woman. Fellas, if
Exactly.
y'all not ready for no relationship, if y'all not ready for a family, because
Don't do
that's
it.
what's going to come with most relationships. So, fellas, and this is my opinion, y'all could shoot it down, y'all could destroy it, y'all could say no, y'all could do all of the above. My perspective of a relationship is the same perspective as our community. It starts
Hmm.
with that man. It starts with that man. When it comes
And
to
see,
getting in these, hold tight, Miss Groovy. When it comes to getting in these relationships, that man has to make sure he got all his ducks in order. That man got to make sure that he's situated. And that could be
exactly.
financially, that could be emotionally, that could be spiritually, all the way around the board. But it starts with that man. I gotta let my new panelists come in. You know I can't pronounce your name. Why you make your name so hard? Pronounce it for me, though,
Seven
Queen.
Rayin.
Seven Ring.
There
Oh,
you go.
okay. So how you get it, Miss Groovy, and I ain't get it?
It's
We
easy.
know you have issues with names.
Oh, okay. Come on, Seven.
Well, I appreciate finding your channel. I was just channel surfing through YouTube because I do that periodically, and I've been looking for some positive content besides all of this shooting at each other and
Yeah,
teeing each other down and
yeah,
carrying on.
yeah,
So I appreciate this content. I just had to get up here because you guys are talking about something I've been trying to preach in the dirty section or the dark sector for the
yeah,
longest.
Hmm.
First of all, I agree with everything that's been said, but I think what we're missing is a big part here. Love is the most important key in anything that we do through life. I
yes,
don't care what your beliefs are, and
yes,
love starts within. Part of
yes,
our major problem with our people is we don't love ourselves.
yep,
Hmm.
And so, and if you don't love yourself, you can't expect to be able to love on one another. Now,
yep.
I'm not a 70s baby. I'm a 60s baby. I'm born
Okay,
in the middle, 1965, straight down the middle.
okay,
Hmm.
So I am fortunate that my old eyes got to see back in the day, the ancestors. And I'm telling
yes,
you, we
yes,
took care of one another. We loved generally. There was villages, you know, those sayings about a village took care of children. It came
Hmm.
from that because we
yes,
genuinely cared for one another. If this mother didn't have the father in the home and she was at work, the neighbors looked after your children. You didn't have to worry about daycare and babysitters. The lady next door made your food, and that was auntie,
yes,
you
yes,
know, and
Hmm.
she wasn't blood auntie, but she was auntie. And she go over
yes,
there and she serve you a dish. And if you act it up, she serve you something else too.
yes,
You
yes,
understand? And
Hmm.
mama didn't have a problem with that. But let me tell you my opinion. This is only my opinion from what I could see. Growing up at that time, it was a time of poverty for blacks, especially for our people who were poor, not just blacks, because there was Hispanics. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, so I come from a melting pot. Okay.
okay,
I see.
There
okay,
was a lot of poor, impoverished people, and the welfare system was presented to our people as a way of making ends meet.
mm-hmm.
But it was a trick because what it did was run our men out of our households. Back then,
Hmm.
They would go in your closet, look underneath your
Yep.
bed, make
Yep.
sure there ain't no men's clothes. You couldn't have a TV. You couldn't even have a toaster oven. I remember us hiding all the appliances and all kind of craziness.
That's
This was
facts.
this is just to get government assistance. So our fathers left because
Yep.
they didn't want to get caught in the home. Then we get cut off the assistance. Now we really on the street and it's really on their back. So
Yep.
we had kind of a break in our household then. But what made it even worse is during the time in the 70s when crack, when the late 70s, early 80s, when crack took off,
Yes.
it was the first time our people ever saw that type of money.
Yep.
And our idea as because we walking dead, if you ain't got knowledge yourself and you're not understanding that
Yep.
you already rich. You just gotta claim it. It's inside, it's internal, it's how you carry yourself. That's why our ancestors built us with morals and principles. If you look at the youth now compared to what we had back then, we don't have morals and principles in place. You know, a lady crossed her ankles, kept your legs closed, pulled your
Yes.
dress down.
Teach.
You didn't
Teach.
show all of everything. You left something for the man to desire.
Teach.
Right.
Okay, and
Teach.
these things are not gone. Now it's okay to show all your cookies, show it to the
Teach.
world, the whole social security number, and this is
Teach.
acceptable behavior. So there's no morals. That means that you don't feel good about yourself, because when you got knowledge of self and you understand who you are,
Wake
you
us up.
held yourself to a certain a high standard, and you would never allow yourself to be amongst this type of behavior. So now it is all out of control because my generation, I blame us, we were good at what we did. We came up with the rap and because I heard you talking about the music, we came up with rap music. My
Yes, y'all
generation is the
did.
one who created it, okay?
Yes, y'all did.
But we sold out. That's the part
Teach.
of the story that
Teach.
everybody
get
keeps
missed.
forgetting. We were sellouts. We
Teach.
weren't no good. We were paid to show homosexuality. No,
Teach.
no offense to anybody. You know,
Teach.
we were paid to do those things. We were paid to show violence. We were paid to influence, because what it was is that when rap music and R&B and all that first came out, the music companies said it wasn't going to go nowhere and they wanted no parts of it. They
Yes, they
only
did.
wanted a part of it once they seen the money. And
Teach.
people wanted deals. So they had these secret meetings and they took certain rappers and influencers over
Teach.
our people,
Teach.
and they sold us out. And we made movies like this. Think about the movies. We made movies like Juice. Okay. We made movies like New Jack City, and we made drug dealing look easy. We made it look
Teach.
good. We made it
Teach.
look like that is
Teach.
who you should look up to,
Wake us
because
up. Wake us up.
that's what we did.
And that's what I
we
was
did.
saying. And I'm gonna let you come back. That's why I said the young boy Mike X, he hit it on the nose. He said that their Martin Luther Kings and Malcolm X is the rappers. Come back, 7. Come back, 7.
That's what it is. We made all of this. We made those movies. I knew these people some of these people in real life. We made drug dealers like Alpo.
Teach.
That was killing people in our own community. We put them on pedestals.
We glorified them. Teach.
We glorified them. It's us. We have to hold accountability to what we created. Now, while all of this was going on, the crack epidemic was also going on. See, our rappers back then, they wasn't gangsters. They was just rappers. They were musicians. But they paid the drug dealers in the neighborhood for protection. That's what people don't understand. And they paid so they can have those drug dealers in their videos and that they can appear tough. And they can, at that time, they started claiming these gangs. So then they could claim whatever gang affiliation, because they wanted to distract us. These is all distractions. That's what people don't understand. Yeah, I get it. preparations or whatever. You ain't get look. If you gave us that stuff, it wouldn't make a difference.
Nope.
Like Shank said, we would be killing each other.
Yep.
Okay,
Exactly.
I'm gonna use mine and do what I want. As soon as mine run out, I didn't
Yep.
take care of my land. I didn't.
Yep.
My mule is dead. Now I'm gonna come next door and try to steal my neighbors.
Yep.
That's not the. That's not what we need. The first step is we need to learn how to love each other and respect each other and stop trying to tear each other down and stop worrying about your neighbor getting up 10 cows more than you. Be happy for him because he might bring one of them cows over to your house if you got the right. This is all about intention. When you talking to each other, what is your intent? Because before I open my mouth to somebody, I already know what I tend to do. I either tend to talk civil with you or I tend to insult you. That's conscious thought. We're not taking accountability. We get up on these YouTube. You know how much money we can make on this platform if we had common sense?
Teach.
Common sense ain't common, sis.
But common sense is not common because people are entertained by devilistic stuff. Ask yourself, look in the mirror, who are you? If calling somebody out their name, tearing each other down, talking about somebody's dead relatives, if these things are entertaining to you, who are you? Who are you? That's what I would like to know. Because you got to live with you.
Right.
The energy you put out is the energy you get back. You choose what path you take. You choose which energy you wake up in. You choose which energy you continue your day in. I get up every day and I claim a fantastic, glorious day because I can do that. And I got problems like everybody else.
Right.
But I deal with them accordingly and I keep my faith. And no matter what I'm going through, I remember to love the next person because the next person, you don't know where you think you're going through something. You don't know what that person going through.
Right.
We too busy in our feelings, us the selfish mode. Before you get mad at somebody say something bad to you, before you come back, because see, you can't control what people say or do, but what you can control is how you choose to react to it.
Amen. Teach.
So that's what I came to say. That is what is the problem. We got to stop this. Everybody going through the same thing. Every platform I listen to and go through, they arguing, they fighting. Yep. That's all y'all got. People got to do all day. Is tear each other down.
All day.
You get up in this energy. You go to bed in this energy. People don't understand. Energy is contagious.
Right.
And if this is entertaining to you, you're in low vibration. Check your vibration. Never mind what they doing over there. Who are you? Because I get to decide what platform I'm going to visit. I get to decide as a supporter what I decide to take into my atmosphere. But nobody want accountability. Everybody want to blame somebody else. I get to click the button whether I stay or go.
Right.
Take accountability. If that's not for you, move along.
Yep.
And that's what I came up to say. And I appreciate you. I appreciate this platform, and I love it. I'm going to be a guest more often.
I'm speechless.
Salute.
I mean, I'm speechless. I'm glad that you came up to bless the platform. I'm glad that y'all know how it make me feel good because it's not easy for me to come on a platform every day, and that's just from being attacked. And, at times, I had to fight myself because at times I'll be ready to shut it down. But it's people like you, Seven, Miss Groovy, and the rest of y'all that really lets me know now I got to keep pushing.
No, we need you. We need
That's
you.
Right. We need
because
you up
we
in
got
here.
we got to be able to come somewhere to diverse. We have to become somewhere to people who feel like we feel. I've been attacked on these YouTube streets too, and I get it. It's not, and I've attacked people because I felt like I was attacked. And then I caught myself the other day and I said, this is not who I am. I'm from Brooklyn. Yeah, I was out there in them 90s, all that stuff you was talking about. I'm sold them drugs and all that good stuff. But that's not who I am. I fought to get out of that. These people are fighting to stay there.
They don't know,
I'm
do
not
they?
gonna let nobody take me out of my element. That's my choice. See, that's what I'm talking about, accountability. I don't have to go over there. If that don't fit you, then move on.
Yeah.
Everything ain't everybody cup of tea. And just disrespecting people in general for no reason. People I don't even know. I don't even know people. We don't even know each other. Why would I insult you? What do you get out of that? That's not entertainment to me.
And a lot of people feed off of that, and that's the thing that I can't understand. Like you feed off of the fact that somebody is coming at you. Like make that make sense to me
And you
because
feed off the fact of hurting somebody. How do you get, excuse my French, a hard on because I just made you feel like shit? That tells me that I'm nothing. Because if I'm saying you're nothing and I'm entertaining that, what does that make me?
right.
Like, come on, people. We smarter than that. This nonsense has to stop. And the whole thing is, it's funny. All these little sectors that keep all of this nonsense up, eventually YouTube gonna shut all this down. As soon as they get the people in place the way they need, and the ones who's making content like this will be here, and the rest of them ain't gonna have that platform. And then I want to see what they're gonna do, because people spend all day and all night on this nonsense. That's a whole lot of energy. If we took that energy and did something productive, you wouldn't be up there asking for cash apps,
Right.
okay, and super chats. Unless you put and stop, support it. Stop spending your money on that nonsense.
Yep. And that be the cold piece, like, and I'm far from a player hater, but the ones that's pushing the garbage, they get big cash apps. They get big super stickers, big super chats. And I'll be like, you can't make this ish up.
Yeah, because the people want to hear that nonsense. They'll spend $20 to hear somebody talk about somebody's grandmother or somebody's kids or put up somebody's address or some stupid stuff. That's what I said. Who are we as humans? All of this stuff that we talking about, they want us to give. We want them to give us what was owed to us. When are we going to give us what's owed to us?
Did not just say that. Did not just say that. I just said the exact same thing, but I was talking about the Black Lives Matter thing.
Yeah.
I say, yeah,
All
everybody
lives
talking
matter.
about how they support Black Lives Matter. But when is Black Lives gonna matter to us?
Yeah, because I'll be part of
As
Black
black
Lives
people.
Matter as soon as everybody black start acting like Lives Matter to them. Because I ain't joining nothing. As far as I'm concerned, all lives matter. And when we start treating each other, because I belong to the human race before I belong to any other race.
Thank you.
I just took care of a white lady. I knew her for about 5 years. This woman was diagnosed with cancer. I took care of this lady. She wasn't my blood kin, but she didn't have no family. Because I'm a human and she was a human. She died. And she died without family, but she had me. Now that's love. It's called being unconditional. You hungry, I'll feed you. You need a place to stay, I'll let you lay on the floor. I ain't got no extra bed, but you can get the floor. I'll put a roof over your head. What happened to those days? No, we too busy hating each other, stealing from each other, trying to harm each other. I don't understand how this is entertaining. I'm going to tell you, like my grandmother said, she always used to say, we in our last days. And I used to laugh when they used to say that. Yeah, grandma, yeah. But it's facts. We in our last days. This is just sad. And we wonder, and we yelling at the kids, the youth, it ain't their fault. They don't know nothing else. What did you teach them? How to shake your butt? We came out songs like the men. Oh, let me get to the men. Let me just say this real quick. All these men out here talking about, these women talking about, they want them good men. They want a good man. But you at the club and you twerking it up and your kids is watching because you spend more time on YouTube and TikTok making videos and you wonder why your daughters is getting pregnant. Ain't
Hmm.
nobody in the room with them. They mimicking what they see you do. They mimic what they see us do. So if that's what you're spending your day doing, yeah, that's what's going to happen. Because it's not even about not being in the house. At this point, with all the technology, it's about the simple fact that you could be in the same damn house with these kids now and y'all never speak.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's on a device. We actually sat down at the table together. We had family games. Y'all don't remember that?
Yes.
We went on trips together.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do these things no more. So this is
Like,
what's happened. Is this we're becoming dehumanized. You can't love something if you never spend time. You don't spend time with yourself. You don't spend time with your family. You don't have morals in place. You grew up, didn't you grow up having to learn manners? Because I remember that's the first thing we learned.
exactly.
You better say please, yes,
And
ma'am, no,
thank you.
ma'am. Get your head knocked off. But we don't teach that anymore. We don't teach this anymore. We give this image that all of this stuff is cool. Being naked is okay. Sleeping around with other men and women, sleeping around, whoever you sleeping with. All of this is out in the public now. When I was growing up back in our days, it was more hidden. If you was a hoe, you better been a hoe quietly.
Right.
You had to be a hoe, quiet hoe, because the
Right.
people in the community shamed you.
Yeah,
You
they
didn't
did.
want that
Remember?
on you.
Remember? Your homegirls ain't want to be around you. You couldn't have no
Exactly.
friends. Remember?
Mhm.
Right. You ashamed. No, we don't do that no more. Don't pick on them. What?
Yeah. Remember?
That's called holding people accountable. People don't want to be accountable now. People want to be stroked and made to
They
feel
want to
like
be
everything is
coddled.
okay.
They want to be coddled.
Yes, and it's not okay. They don't want the truth. They want you, like I said, to stroke them and talk real nice to me. Talk nice to me now. No, I didn't get talked nice to. When I got when I got my ass chewed out, I got my ass chewed out.
Mm-hmm.
And you sat and you thought about it.
And you sat in that room with no TV, no phone, no
Exactly.
nothing.
Nothing.
You better pick up a book.
That's right. Go read your book. They don't read no more. Hell, they even took signing your name out of school, teaching them signature. They took that out of school. These kids they don't realize, oh, they took it out. That's cool. It's not cool, stupid. You get ready to go back to where you got to pick your finger and just put the signature with the blood. You don't understand. We're going backwards. We're going backwards. We went to school. What do we have? We had trade, right? Woodworking, taught us how to cook. You had culinary arts, sewing. Well, I think they call that economics. We had trades. Yep. They don't even have those in school no more. Here's the thing, though. They didn't have them when my kids was growing up in the late 90s, early 2000s either. They had already started taking them out. Guess who taught them? Huh? Guess who taught them? You can't get mad at the school system and say, they're not teaching our kids. Why you don't teach them?
Exactly.
You want the teacher to discipline them. You want the teacher to teach them. What you teaching them? It starts with us. It starts with us. And that's it. Ain't no other solution. Everybody got to be accountable for themselves.
Yep.
Mind your business. That's another thing. People need to mind their business. See, back in the day, we mind our business. You don't remember that? You be looking over there, but mind your business. Mind your business.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That all that went out the window. It's like back then we were structured. We was, even with the 70s babies, like I said, we was the unknown generation and all that. We still fell under the structures that y'all laid down for us.
That's right.
It was structured back then.
Even in the street, there was laws. No women, no kids.
It was structure. You was an outcast if you did what you do now. Back then, you was an outcast.
Go ahead and snatch up an old lady pocketbook back in my day and see the whole block and whoop your ass.
Yeah.
That wasn't cool. That
No,
wasn't
not
funny.
at all. You did what? Man, why you do that to that old lady?
Mm-hmm.
The
Cuss a
whole
woman
block
out.
will be on you.
Men didn't argue with women back then.
No. And women didn't argue with
Argue
men.
with men. You stayed as a woman. You stayed
Yeah.
in your place. You knew your place. And when I
Yeah.
say that, it's not to tell these women, oh, you can't defend yourself. I'm not saying that. But some of these women, especially on this doggone app,
Yeah.
they be acting like straight niggas. Excuse my French.
Don't
But
they?
you
Don't they?
not a man. And you need to mind your business and stay out of men's stuff. Two men are arguing. I always learn that as long as it don't include me, I ain't got nothing to say.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mind your business. And men, the same thing. There's too many bad. We got a lot of men on here.
Mm.
Beta males. Beta males. Y'all want to get into women's stuff. Stay out of it. Let the women handle what the women handle. The men need to handle what the men need to handle. But we start by example. Because if you're not living it, your truth, and you're not doing anything about it, then all we doing is talking.
Right.
We passed marching. We passed the marching place. So now it's time for people to realize if they really want to change within our people, we're going to have to do better. When you know better, you're supposed to do better. And that's the sad part. We keep talking about slavery. We keep talking about all this old stuff. Education been free for years. How many of them dropped out of high school? Because I was one of them. Because I wanted to hang out instead of getting an education. Yeah, I paid for it because later in life, after kids, had to go back, get that GED. I got a degree now. But everybody ain't built the same way. So get it while it's being offered. We should be pushing our kids toward. If you go to China, them kids don't even get holidays. They go to school 365 days a year.
Yep.
They don't play over
constantly
there.
learning. You wonder why they're ahead of us.
Yep. They don't play. They don't play in them other countries. They don't.
And they don't have like TikTok and all of that.
Nope.
They don't have all that.
And if they have it and the kids have those devices,
They have time. They have screen
a time limit, and they take that mess away from them. But we don't discipline our kids. We keep waiting for the government to do everything. The government to do this. The government to do that. I was on Section 8. I woke up one morning and said, you know what? I don't want them in my business no more. Everybody was like, girl, you crazy. You can just leave your Section 8. I said, you can have this shit. I went and got myself 2 jobs and paid my own rent. Because I realized I had to manifest it. I can do this. I don't need them. Stand in your power, people. Find your niche. Because it's not as hard as it sounds. But you got to put the work in. That's the problem. People are lazy. We don't want to put work in. We don't want to do mirror work. We don't want to look at ourselves and be accountable for the shit the choices we making. Same thing with relationships. Girl, it took me years to realize I take more time to buy shoes than I do to pick out a man. I done tried the shoes on, walked around the store, to sniff them, then flip the bottom up, check the stitching. I done found some raggedy ass dude and brought him home and tried to put a Band-Aid on his ass.
Come on,
ain't that true? Ain't that so true?
But wouldn't buy a pair of shoes with a hole in it. Stop dating these people that you know ain't for you.
Yeah, and that's when that comes on the accountability of both men and women.
Right.
To the ladies, you knew what type of dude he was when you got with him. To the fellas, you knew what type of female she was when you got with her.
Right. Trying to pretend like you didn't know. All of a sudden, oh, you thought because he was with you, your coochie was better than her coochie. Let me let you know something, ladies. All the coochie is pretty much the same. He gonna get tired of that and go over there. It's who that person is. It ain't got nothing to do with that.
Say it again.
You can treat a person like gold. It ain't gonna make them want to stay with you if that's not what they want to do. You got to decide what you're willing to deal with. There's nobody perfect, but it comes down to what you're willing to deal with. And then once you make that decision, you got to stand on that.
Right.
You can't get the person and then try to change them. Because I see that in a lot of relationships. Oh, he always was at the bar when we was hanging out. And then when we got together, he told me he wasn't going to go to the bar no more. You's a big dummy.
Lies.
You's a dummy. I don't feel sorry for you. You should have told me that. Right. Because at this point, what did you think? Because what was you giving him that was so
That was
different than
keeping
any
him
other
out the
woman could give
bar.
him?
That was
Right.
gonna keep him out the bar.
Right. That was going to keep him out the bar. You met him in the bar. What you thought he was, and the same thing with the women. You met her at the bar. Now you want her to be a housewife. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife, guys.
Bingo.
If she out there, she out there. She for the streets, she for the streets.
Yep. They call it
And
community. They call it for the community. She belonged to the
same
community
thing.
now.
Right.
She belonged to
Right.
the community.
And if that's who she is, not to say that people can't change, but you have to understand and see that growth and see that change before you put yourself out there. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to making decisions. Everything comes down to a decision. So you have to decide the path that you're going to take, what's best for you. You can't worry about what other people think, you know what I'm saying? And other people got to say. And if you asking other people advice about your life, then you need to revamp your life. Because I don't need nobody to tell me what I need to do for me.
Right.
I don't need advice on that. I might need advice on should I invest in something? You know what I'm saying? Or should I go on this vacation over here? Or did you like this dress? Not to say that I wouldn't still buy it, but maybe I want to know that person's opinion. But when it comes down to when I'm saying major things in my life, oh no, I don't even call my mother. In relationship, you know, I was married. My husband said, you don't never talk to your mother. Talk to her about what? Because I'm your wife. That ain't got nothing to do with my mama. She need to mind her business because that's not her husband. We don't know how to separate certain things. And you got to understand the order of things, how things are supposed to be. A man is supposed to be the provider. These women getting these men, they on that damn Section 8 or they paying all the bills and he laying in the house playing his game system, smoking weed all damn day and on YouTube.
Not just on Section 8. They done put these niggas on their food stamps.
Yeah.
Oh, you can do that now, Miss Groovy?
Oh yeah.
Yes. They done put them on their food stamps, their health, everything.
Right. You doing all of this for a nigga and you knew he didn't have no money when he got there. So what you thought was gonna happen? Now instead of having a man in your house, you got another mouth to feed, another
Another
child.
child.
Yep. I'm wondering why you thought it was gonna work out on YouTube or on social media front and talking about what he bought you. You bought that out your own damn money. I mean, it's
Or
just
he
a
took it
lot.
out your account and paid
Well,
for
that's
it.
what I'm saying. Still your money. You bought your own gift. Right. You up there bragging, look at my ring he bought me. He didn't took the money out your account to get the ring. I mean, it's just stupid stuff like that that just shows that we are in low vibration. It shows that we don't have self-esteem and that as confident as we try to pretend for social media and the people, you know, that we putting on the show for, deep down inside, there's deep
They
rooted
don't
things
care.
that deep because these people don't care. They want you to tell your business so they can troll you. They can talk trash about you. They want you to tell your business. See, that's the key. This is entertainment for them, but they're not taking into consideration that sometimes trolling go wrong. Look at all of these cases where people then got killed over the social media stuff. Like this
Yep.
nonsense has to stop. Is what I'm saying. When does it stop? When do we say enough is enough? Because the sad part about it, y'all, is that these platforms that's out here shooting at each other, they're not even making no money.
Exactly.
So what are you doing it for?
You know when it stopped with them?
When
It
somebody get
stops
killed?
when it hit home. When it hit home.
Yeah, yeah,
That's when it stops for them.
yeah,
Like if it's not happening to somebody that's close to them, they don't care.
right.
But when it hit home and it's their child, their brother, their father, their cousin, that's when it's like, yo, we need to stop this and this and that.
And
But
Miss
what
Groovy,
happened when it was your neighbor's son?
This is
What
this is
happened when it was your neighbor's father
Miss
or your
Groovy.
best friend's
This
father?
this is what I'm trying to say. That's the frame of mind, the thinking that it needs to change. That is your brother laying there. That is your sister. That is
Hmm.
your family. See, we don't look at each other like that no more. I grew up in a time where those was our family members. Remember I said the neighbor was auntie.
Hmm.
You understand? That wasn't auntie blood related, but that was auntie.
I
You
Right.
hate to
understand?
cut y'all. I hate to cut y'all off. Any last words before we get out of here, Miss Groovy? I'm gonna say you for last, Seven. Any last words, Miss Groovy?
Well, you know what I always say: justice or Shanquilla. And when is Black Lives gonna matter to us? If it's not gonna matter to us, then they need to take that and throw it in the trash, because it shouldn't only be a Black Lives Matter situation when a white cop kills us. It should be a Black Lives civil situation all the time. When our brothers are lying in the streets, when our sisters are lying in the street, when these gangs are taking over our communities for no reason, because they're not doing it for the reason it was created for. So until we can chop that Willie Lynch letter up, the only thing we can say is protect yourself. The first rule of preservation is to protect yourself. Protect your
Appreciate,
family. Teach our younger generations better. That's my final word.
appreciate you, Miss Groovy.
Appreciate you, bro.
Any last words, Seven?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to have the presence to come on your platform and honor. I'm honored to be up here today. Like again, I'm glad I found you. I went ahead and subbed to the backup channel as well. If you ain't subbed, get subbed, y'all out there. This is a great platform. Um, and just awareness, people. Before you say something harmful or you do something harmful, I ask everybody, think about your intent towards your fellow man, no matter what color, race, or creed they are. Think about your intent. And with that, that's all I gotta say. It's all about love and peace. You know what I mean? We all should be able to live in peace. Peace is priceless.
I appreciate you, Seven. I hope to see you on the next demonstration.
You definitely will. Thank you so much again. Thank you. Shout out to the chat. Y'all are awesome. Appreciate you.
All right, appreciate you. Salute to everybody that pulled up. As always, our demonstrations always turn out to be lessons learned, lessons taught. No matter what the demonstration is about, it always turns into us dropping knowledge and sharing each other's wisdoms and helping us to understand. This demonstration, breaking news, Big Juke's funeral being held in Memphis. But why after they were warned not to? Now, some people have said that they already had the funeral for Big Juke. It was a private funeral. Some people say that they haven't had it. Although, whether they had it or not, whether they did have it, would it been or was it a good idea for them to have Big Juke's funeral in Memphis? In my opinion, as I stated before, I think that it would be okay if they have it in Memphis, because I do believe that there will be heavy law enforcement in attendance. I do believe that the FBI definitely will be there taking notes. I do believe that the funeral home understands the situation, and I do believe that they will request police presence as well as Big Juke's family. Do I believe or do I think that they will try to come and shoot up his funeral? I don't think that they will try to shoot up his funeral because I do believe that Big Juke was the intended target. I do believe that if Gotti was the intended target, I do believe the killers had access to killing Gotti at the repast. So I think that the killers have done their job, and I don't think that they would come back and try to shoot up that funeral. That would just bring more heat. That would just make them hot because they got to know for sure that it's going to be law enforcement at that funeral. So I don't think that they'll come and try to shoot that funeral up. But y'all let me know how y'all feel. Y'all can drop a 1 in the chat, or either y'all can drop a 1 in the comment section. Drop a 1 if you think it's a bad idea for the funeral to be in Memphis. Drop a 2 if you think that it would be safe for the funeral to be in Memphis. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. If you would like to support the channel, the Cash App is $ERICMCINT. I appreciate all my moderators for holding the chat down. I appreciate all the panelists. I appreciate you all, and I'll hope to see y'all on the next demonstration. I'll leave the chat running for a few, and y'all can hang around in the chat. Salute.
Hey, Red Man in the building. Yes, I'm just chilling as usual, nigga. Music is my life. Hey, listen, I want you to make your next move your fucking best move. I said, I want you to make your next move your fucking best move with Eldorado, Reg, and fucking Shank Rock in this motherfucker. Hey, listen. Check out their new movie. Like, I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed, Reg and Shank Rock. Check out their new movie featuring Trey Chaney. You know Trey Chaney? Do you know Trey Chaney, nigga? Check out the new movie with Eldorado, Reg, Shank Rock, and fucking Trey Chaney, you fucking assholes. Yeah, that nigga, that smoke bud, nigga. Yo, the shit is lit. You gotta respect Eldorado, Reg, and Shank Rock. Eldorado, Reg, and Shank Rock, you motherfuckers is working, nigga. Listen, I know y'all motherfuckers got some bud. Making movies and albums, I know y'all niggas got some bud. I can't wait to see y'all niggas. Y'all gonna hit me with some fire. So check out the new movie with Eldorado Reg, Shank Rock, and Trey Chaney. You already know. Make your move your best move, motherfucker.
SHANK, nothing but an OG coming your way. Walk up to the door dripping. It's $1 million thing when it come to the pimping.